I've been got into that, man. Just by the title, you should already know what they about to be.
That one ain't been in there. All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to the living Alahym. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's go ahead and get to John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Alahym in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Alahym only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There is one that accuse you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Because had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise the Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Excuse me, let's just slide over here to Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. Shalom, Brother Marvin, man. Let's get this show on the road. I just had something on for background noise to get started because I've been stuck in traffic on my way to the house. And boy, these niggas is super stupid. Shalom, Jay. Shalom, Brother Nate. Shalom, Tavon, man. You know what I'm talking about? Man, this lady just was on here making stuff up, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see how niggas sit there and listen to it. Shalom, Brother Marcus, man. Amen, man. Talking about they were priestesses and they just destroyed all the books. And it was Noah's wives, Noah and his sons' wives who anointed the altar of Yahuwah. You know what I'm talking about? After the flood, man. These people be on here lying, man. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to tell y'all this here one time, man. I don't want to never see none of y'all around here arguing with a woman about if she could preach or teach. Let her do what she want to do. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm going to tell her? Baby, you can do whatever the hell you want, but you won't bring your funky behind over here and do it. I tell you that. You know what I'm talking about? Shalom, Brother Vaughn, because I'm going to walk away from you. You ain't got no Bible for that, baby. If you prophesying, baby, I'm going to let it prophesy to your heart, buzz, baby. You know what I'm talking about? But if you think I'm finna sit, no, I'm not finna do that. And I'm telling you, and I'm not telling you what I would do. I'm telling you, I done that before. And some of y'all know that, boy. We got up and walked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they went to, oh, no, I'm not finna sit in. I'm not finna do that. You can do what you want, though. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not finna do it. Hosea 1 and 10. Yeah, the number of the sons of Yasharal which shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass in the place where it was said unto them, not my people, it shall be said unto them, the sons of the living Alahym. And it's ironic, because I wasn't going to do this, but because they arguing this here, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you, man. I was talking to East earlier. He mentioned something. I'm going to show you something with that, on top of what I was already going to do before we got here. And all of it is dealing with the sons of God. And a lot of people, major problem is, man, when they come to this word all the way around the bowl, and they don't deal with the sons of God. Now, I would hope that on the aspect of the last couple times we've been on here, that y'all picked up on the aspect of that there is a literal, and I mean literal, bloodline that is the sons of God. Were y'all able to pick that up? I need an affirmative or a negative if y'all were not able to pick that up and understand that. So, yeah, I need y'all to participate in that regard. Were you able to pick up that there is literally a physical bloodline? Shalom, that's the door, man. Were y'all able to literally pick up that there's a literal bloodline that is the sons of God? That's right. Indeed, Brother Nate. And there's a reason for this. And I'm going to show you some things, man. I'm going to show you some things because this hit my mind when I was in the gym too, when I had clicked on that room and clicked out of it with these women arguing. You know what I'm saying? With these people arguing about can they do this or not. You know what I'm talking about? Matter of fact, I'm going to lead with it right now. Come over here to 1 Timothy, man. Shalom, Sister Mika. Come over here to 1 Timothy, man. See, I'm going to show you something, right? Matter of fact, before we go to 1 Timothy, I want you to do this here. I want you to give me Luke chapter 3, verse 37. That's what I want you to do. I want you to give me. Now, see, look here, right? You don't need to listen to this here, man, and get in your feelings, because you're going to get some understanding, right? And you're going to see the bigger picture. See, a lot of people, man, they going to hit on stuff, man, because they so carnal, they going to miss the bigger picture. Okay, Michael says she called it. Don't miss the bigger picture and getting caught up what these people got going on. You know what I'm talking about? Luke chapter 3, verse 37. Listen to it.
Said, which was of Methuselah, which was of Enoch, which was of Jared, which was of Malileel, which was of Canaan, which was of Enos, which was of Seth, which was of Adam, which was the son of Alahym, which was of Alahym.
Adam is the son of God. I want you to come over here to 1 Timothy 2:9. Matter of fact, before you even do that there, just because that's how I feel, give me 1 Timothy 2:1. I'm going to run down by 7, 8 verses out because that's how I feel right now.
Said, I exhort, therefore, that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercession, giving of thanks be made for all men.
Okay.
For kings and all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty.
You know, a lot of brothers, and remember what we read in Malachi 2, that he might have a godly seed. It's literally, when he say godly seed, I mean, it's a literal, see, these dudes was arguing this too, man, again, by the virgin birth. They be missing the point. Matter of fact, you read that? Do me another favor. Get me Malachi 2:14. After that, get me Luke chapter 8 and verse 10. I'll tell you when to stop after Malachi. But get me, we're going to go to Luke chapter 8, verse 10, man. Listen to it.
So yet you say, wherefore, because Yahuwah have been witness between you and the wife of your youth, against whom you have dealt treacherously, that she is your companion and the wife of your covenant.
Excuse me.
And did not he make one? Yet
did he not make what?
One.
Did he not make what?
One.
Okay, shalom, Mother Shalom.
Yet had he the residue of the Ruach.
He had the what?
Residue of the Ruach.
What else he said?
Wherefore one, that he might seek a godly seed.
That he might seek a what?
A godly seed.
You might seek a what?
A godly seed.
Let me tell y'all something, because we talk about this here. Cain ain't no godly seed. And you're going to see that in a minute, right? I done told you that before, right? Matter of fact, get me 2 Corinthians 11:1. I'll let the book tell it to you. 2 Corinthians 11:1. Listen to it.
Would to Alahym you could bear with me a little in folly, and indeed bear with me, for I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband.
To one what?
One husband.
You see how he said he made him one? That it might be a godly seed. Follow him now.
That I may present as a chaste virgin to Mashiach. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve.
So as the serpent did what?
Beguiled Eve.
From what?
Through his subtlety.
Through his what?
Subtlety.
And what else?
So your mind should be corrupted with the simplicity that is in Mashiach.
Shalom, Brother Robert. Shalom, Brother Shaul. That your mind might be corrupted from what?
The simplicity that is in Mashiach.
Give him the Greek definition for the word simplicity, man.
Haplotaste, that singleness, simplicity, sincerity, mental honesty.
Honesty, sincerity. Pause. Yahushua son of Nun 24:14. He said, I don't want you to be corrupted from the sincerity of the word, man. You know what I'm talking about? We got Luke 8 and 10 we going to right after this. And also 1 Timothy 2:9. Come on with it.
Saying the men answered her, our life for yours, if you utter not this our business, and it shall be when Yahuwah have given us this land that we will deal kindly and truly with you.
What you read?
You said Dr. 2, right?
No, I said 24 and 14. The boy done smoked the marijuana before he came over here.
Say now, therefore, fear Yahuwah and serve him in sincerity and in truth.
Serve him in what?
Sincerity and in truth.
Tell her what sincerity is, man. If y'all remember, we didn't talk about it before, but we're going to bring it up again. What is sincerity right now, man? Tamim. Y'all know what that means. He say serve him in perfection and faithfulness. Serve him with integrity and faithfulness. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it means. So when you don't want this man to corrupt you for the integrity, the completeness, the wholeness, the perfection that's in Mashiach, because it's really, really simple. And when we talk about simple, meaning it's not overly complex to understand. You know, most people don't want the story. I done told y'all this before. With Naaman the Syrian, when he came to be healed from that leprosy, he thought Elisha was going to do some great, magnificent type of deal. And all Elisha told him, well, go in the Jordan, man, and wash 7 times and you'll be good. And he was like, man, there's better rivers and such and such. See, he thought it was going to be something great, that people still approach that to this day. You know, hearing the story about angels knocking down women, that seems to just be absolutely great to do. That's a great story. But the simplicity of the story is it wasn't up but the godly and righteous being mixed together. That's it. So I guess you know what we finna go look at when we get to that there, man. I think I mentioned it to you Wednesday. I believe I did. Come over here, 1 Timothy 2:9. And I told the brothers today, they were arguing about virgin birth, man. I said, man, if y'all would just approach this stuff, man, from the testimony of Mashiach, it wouldn't be nothing to argue. It wouldn't be nothing to argue because you wouldn't be saying, oh, it's a virgin birth. You would be saying, okay, if we're saying he born of a virgin, where is the witness in the law and the prophets to back that up? You shouldn't be going to Isaiah chapter 7 alone to back that up. If you going to Isaiah 7 alone to back that up, you're not skilled enough in the word to be talking to nobody about anything. Because we could talk about the virgin birth and never go in Isaiah chapter 7. Go in there for what? I'm not going to go there because that's where you expect me to go. So I'm not going to go where you want me to go. That don't make sense. See, these people don't understand something. We're going to look at it threefold. The Son of God got to be born from a virgin, man, meaning something pure, something unsullied, something undefiled. If they knew God, they would understand that it wouldn't be nothing to argue about. But since these niggas' conscience is defiled, their souls is defiled, the thought that Alahym would come through a way of defilement, because it's not that sex is wrong per se because you're married, it's because of the releasing of bodily fluids. That is what makes you unclean. It's hard for these niggas to understand that. Alahym ain't finna come through no unclean vessel, boy. What's wrong with you? Man, if Joseph put his semen in that woman's womb is polluted. That's what your law tell you. That's what your law tell you. Come on, man. 1 Timothy 2:9. Matter of fact, Paul, because we might don't hit on something nigga was arguing with me, trying to argue with me yesterday, man. Nigga didn't believe in the Lord. And as he talking and we hitting him with particular spots, he like, I said, you don't know the book, my nigga? How you trying to argue against the faith in a man and you don't even know the damn book, boy? If you talk with these people long enough, you'll see that they really don't know the word like that. They know the stuff that they debate and argue very well, but they don't know the word very well. They don't know the word very well. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in its totality. That's why I've always told y'all, don't read the word for debate. Don't read the word for trying to win somebody over to what you doing. Read the word so you can understand and know Yahuwah. And that when you share the word, you sharing it for the aspect of sharing Yahuwah to somebody else. And if the advent comes in that you have to defend the faith, well, you'll be well versed enough if Yahuwah see fit for you to be able to do that. But to come through with cut sessions and prove people wrong, then all you're doing is studying for an argument, and you're going to fail woefully when it pertains to salvation. That's right. Really only know contentious talking points, just like goofy niggas on the internet arguing the men and women standpoint. When I say goofy, I mean the men and the women. Because everybody's regurgitating the same talking points because you really don't know anything. You know what I'm talking about? Because you're not seeking information to know things in a holistic fashion. You're seeking information to win an argument. And as a man, that's very feminine. That's very weak. That is not how a man is to operate. And you want to be seen as a leader. You're seen as a goofy, a retard, a simpleton, a jackass, if you will. Continue, good sir. Matter of fact, read Luke 8 and 10.
It said, and he said unto you, it is given to know the mysteries of the Malkuth of Alahym, but to others in parables.
Read it again.
Unto you it is given.
Unto you it is given for you to know the what?
Mysteries of the Malkuth of Alahym.
But unto them
in parables.
You got to understand something, man. This is what brothers don't realize because it's still like this. The testimony of a Mashiach was in parables. It was kept hidden until this particular dispensation of time that we in right now. But those who Yahuwah desires to be saved, they get to understand them. For those who he want to go to hell, it's a dark saying, and they saying you spiritualizing the text and you adding to the text and you doing this, that, there, and the third, because they not supposed to get it. The same way them people during the time of the Lord didn't get it. Oh, you thought it was different? You thought the game was different? Get the likes up YouTube, by the way. You thought the game was different? Oh, nah, baby, the game stay the same, just the players change. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, no, baby. That's not how they work. Come on with it, son. Read it again, 8 and 10, Luke.
And he said unto you, it is given to know the mysteries of the Malkuth of Alahym, but to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand.
This is the parable.
The seed is the word of Alahym.
This is the parable.
The seed is the word of Alahym.
This is the parable.
The seed is the word of Alahym.
Tell them what seed is in this instance, man. What being used.
That's sporos, a sowing, a seed used in sowing.
A seed used in sowing. Ain't that something? The seed is the word, and he's seeking a godly seed.
Or scattering of seed.
A scattering of seed. You scatter seed to do what? Bring forth fruit. A little reproduction. You dig? So 1 Timothy 2:9. And in all things like Abba and Shamahim in the name of Yahushua be esteemed. See, one thing you have to get over is if people agree with you. Why you care? Why you care? I told you before, and I'm going to tell you again. If you're arguing to convince somebody to your stance, it's because you don't believe it. So you're trying to convince yourself. Why you trying to convince them? Because if you are fully persuaded, you don't care if they believe it or not. I know it sounds harsh and cold because a lot of people, I just want everybody to be saved. I desire for everybody to be saved too. But one thing I know, everybody don't want this. See, I came to that realization a long time ago. You know how I came to that realization? Before I even got into work, I knew some people ain't want to be saved out the street. Y'all know the song. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. Look here. I've seen women, boy, they didn't want to be saved out of the negative situations and circumstances they was in. I seen men who didn't want to be delivered from the negative situations and circumstances that they were in. Dudes still want to be in the street, still want to tote guns, still want to do this here, man. You know how many homeboys I got, man, that you went back and forth to prison since we were teenagers, man? Ain't been free continually for nothing. He ain't want to be saved. So I already knew that people had this mentality before coming in the word. So I wasn't sitting here lying to myself, trying to convince myself we got to save everybody. Everybody don't want to be saved. The first hallmark of being a man is understanding and knowing that you focus on people who want to do better. That's why you read that in John 8. He spoke to the Yahudim who believed on him. He wasn't focusing on the people who didn't. Shalom that, man. When you doing that, you setting yourself up for failure. That's like chasing after a woman who don't want you. You don't chase after somebody who don't want you. And they telling you they don't want you. And they showing you they don't want you. But you think you can love them. Peace, man. And you think you can love them into wanting you. Yahuwah don't chase after you for you to want him. He showed the love. You could come get the love or you could go to hell. But he not chasing you. I seen dudes around here, man. We went dude talking about if you ain't obsessed about your woman, you with the wrong woman. I said, you lying to me. Man, don't you know if a man obsessed with you, that nigga will kill you? Don't y'all realize that? And y'all be walking around here thinking that's how you want a man to be. You just want somebody to put you on a pedestal. See, I'm saying this here to get you to what we finna talk about Adam and Eve. I'm just setting you up for the thought process. Because, see, people don't want you who you want to be put on a pedestal. Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to be higher than God. Yeah, that's what it is. Come on with it, son. 1 Timothy 2:9. Let me go ahead and put this dope on the street, man. I ain't trying to do too many more interludes, man. Let's put this dope on the street. These niggas make me sick.
And like men are also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which become women professing godliness with good works.
Let the woman what?
Learn in silence with all subjection.
Amen, Meek. I agree wholeheartedly. Read it again.
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
See, Paul, a lot of people think Paul made this up on his own.
But I suffer.
Hold on. See, a lot of people think this man made this stuff up on his own because they don't know the law like that. So they don't know where he getting this from. See, if you know the law, you should peep where he getting this from. Listen what he said. Read it again.
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Listen.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
But to be in what?
In silence.
Now, why? Listen what he say now.
For Adam was first formed.
Who was first formed?
Adam was first
the
formed.
Son of God was made first. Pause for a second. Stop your mind. Who was first formed?
For Adam was first
so
formed.
The Son of God was first formed. Then who?
Then Eve.
Then man. Because Eve is representative of man. So pause for a second. You think man teaching God? You think man teaching God? See, listen, bro. The man told you that he showed you that the whole book was about him. So you got to pause. Listen, read verse 11 again.
He said, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
For who was first formed?
For Adam was first
Now go
formed.
read Luke 3:38 one more time.
Said, which was of Enos, which was of Seth, which was of Adam, which was of Alahym.
So Adam was an Alahym. Who you think taught Adam? Remember, right? This is what people like to say. When they transgressed in the garden, who Yahuwah came looking for? So if Eve is has the ability to instruct, if Eve was the one set over the work of his hands, if Eve is the one who got any type of authority, why he ain't come looking for her? You know why? It's the same way he don't come looking for man. He ain't looking for his son. See, I'm telling you to pay attention, man. If you read your law in Genesis 1:26, he said he was setting man over the work of his hands. Ain't that what he said? The Son of God got dominion and authority. This is why he say, I'm not suffering or allowing woman to teach. It's not your place, because God teaching you, because that's who Adam is in the steed of, because he the Son of God. That's why we mentioned that the other day. There's no denying he the Son of God. You can see it in the text. So get me Isaiah 40:12. Now you have to look at this not naturally, but spiritually. If Adam is representative of the second Adam, then you mean to tell me that Yahusha's wife teaching him? Pause. Get me Ephesians 5, man. Give me verse 22. Because you can't tell me Yahusha the second Adam and then tell me that the bride teaching the husband. When the book tell you, you're supposed to nurture your wife. Nurture means to bring into maturity. That's why I told you plenty of time, a woman can't nurture you, bro. Not as a grown man. That was your mama's job. You know what I'm talking about? But see, we look at nurturing from an emotional standpoint. There's no way a woman can aid to your growth and development as a man, much less a servant of Yahuwah. If the woman can aid to your development as a man and a servant of Yahuwah, you failing as a man. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't got nothing to do with her. That's not diminishing her. That's diminishing yourself. That means you not fully, you shouldn't have a wife. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. If your wife got to nurture you, bro, you don't need a wife, bro. That was your mama's job. Truth be told, scratch that. That was your daddy's job. Because the law say your daddy's supposed to be teaching you. That's what your law say. You know what I'm talking about? See, now when we get into actually what the book say, now nigga got a problem. Because nowhere in your law do it tell the women to teach them children. It told the men to do it. It told the men to teach them the word, man. It didn't tell your wife to do that. But everybody say, well, where does it say they can't do it at? If you got to find a verse where it say they can't do it at, then you ain't skilled enough to be teaching the word in the first place. Because at the end of the day, as I starting off telling you, there is literally a bloodline of people who are linked, bloodline related to the sons of God. We don't even like to talk about that. I'm an Israelite. Well, if you link to Adam, you a son of God. You don't even realize that. You don't even realize that. You don't even realize through your actual flesh, you link to God literally, boy. Literally. Not just spiritually, literally linked to him. You can read it in Luke, can't you? You can read it in Genesis 5, can't you? So that means the framework of how the whole play set up is set up exactly how he got it, man. I'm leading that to that because I actually got to deal with Adam and Eve that I was going to do before I even heard these people say this, and the extra stuff came in my mind. You know what I'm talking about? So that you can see how you are the esteem of God through that woman. See, this is not to diminish a woman. People only get like that because you live in a society where everybody is fighting and fussing to do stuff outside this man's order. And if anybody say anything opposite of that, you taking it personally because you are emotionally damaged based off what men or women have done to you in your life. This is not the place for that. If you going to come at me on that junk, I'm going to ask you, do you have any emotional baggage, trauma, or scars that you're dealing with? Because we don't hate men or women over here, but we can deal with reality, facts, and righteousness, man. And righteousness don't care about feelings. Don't care about feelings. Because we already know this man said you're supposed to die for your old lady, man. And you're supposed to love her like you love your own flesh, and you're supposed to dwell with her according to knowledge. Putting somebody on a pedestal is not doing that. But see, we don't want to hear that because we want self-aggrandizement, you want self-worship, you want self-validation, you want anything to elevate yourself outside of elevating you. And that's the problem. When you get down to the net of it and the root of it, come on with it, son. Where you at again?
5 and 22.
Listen to what he say.
It say, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Mashiach is the head of the assembly. He is the savior of the body.
Go ahead.
Therefore, as the assembly is subject unto Mashiach, let the wives to their
now
own
it
husbands.
say the assembly is subject to Mashiach. So you think that if you're subject to somebody, that's why he said that you don't usurp the authority over the man. Because who had authority over Eve? Adam did. And you know how Adam had it? Not simply because he was a man, but because Yahuwah said, get Genesis 1 and 26, man. If people knew the law, we wouldn't be having these damn arguments all the goddamn time, man. That don't aggravate me. It's not the argument that aggravates me. It's the fact that brothers and sisters don't know the word well enough to know we shouldn't even be having these arguments. But you want everything spelled out plain. And since it's not spelled out plain, you arguing instead of having understanding to know. Oh, that's what that is. We hold on Isaiah 40 and 12, by the way. But Genesis 1 and 26.
It said, Alahym said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea. And over the
let them have dominion over what?
Over the fish of the sea.
And let them have what else?
Over the fowl of the air.
And let them have what else?
Over the cattle and over all the earth.
Over all the what?
All the earth.
Over all the what?
All the earth.
That means everything. That's why he said that. You supposed to know the man created man by a word. Ain't that what he said? He finna read it. Go ahead.
And over every creeping thing that creep upon the earth.
Listen.
So Alahym created man in his image. In the image of Alahym created he him. Male and female created he them.
Listen, the woman was already in the man. So that means if she already in the man, he already had dominion over her. Because God just gave it to him. So how is he who got dominion over somebody going to be taught by the person who they supposed to be leading? That's retarded. That don't make sense. According to your law, you just heard the man say he gave dominion to Adam. Over all the earth, over everything. That's why he didn't come looking for Eve. That's why he told him, did you eat from the tree I told you not to eat from? Come on, man. Who you thought taught Seth? Give me Deuteronomy 11. Let me show you how you know Adam taught Seth, man. Remember what, and after that, get Genesis 18 and 19. Because Abraham a son of God too now. Ain't that right? That's right. He come from the line. Let me make sure I got you in the right place. I ain't trying to waste no time. Yeah, Deuteronomy 11 and 18. Let's come on with it.
So therefore shall you lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they may be as frontlets between your eyes.
And you shall do what?
Teach them to your sons, speaking of them when you sit in your house.
And when you walk by the what?
Walk by the way.
And when you lie down?
And when you rise up.
Listen, you can't turn around and say men's supposed to be the leaders, and then turn around and say you want to teach them. You can't do that, because that don't make no sense. There's no such thing as a co-leader. See, this is what you understand, right? The Father and the Son are equal, but the Father has final authority. But guess who he gave the whole earth in the hands to? His Son. And guess what he let his Son do? Rule it. Rule it. That's why 1 Corinthians 15 say, when it's all over with, what the Son gonna do with all the authority and power? Give it back to his Abba. He let him rule. If you wasn't fit to rule it, I wouldn't give it to you. See, what we have is a power struggle. What we don't really realize is the power struggle is not with men and women. The power struggle is really with man and God. That's what you don't understand. You don't understand that the woman is representative of the power struggle that you got within yourself trying to rule over God while she's trying to rule over you. You know what I'm talking about? You don't realize that. You don't realize the very thing she's trying to do to you, you're trying to do to Yahuwah. You're trying to rule over him too. Because you want the power and dominion without the accountability, rule, and authority. You know, that ain't how that work, baby. Ain't how that work, baby. Oh, come on, man. What I just had you, what I said we were going to say. Read that there, man. Listen what he said he know Abraham was going to do.
For I know him that he'll command his children and his household after him.
That he'll command his who?
His children.
And his who?
And his household after
Notice
him.
it didn't say, I know Sarah would do it. Go ahead.
And they shall keep the way of Yahuwah to do justice and judgment, that Yahuwah may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him.
Again, this ain't no diminishing, man. This just showing you what time it is. Abraham is represented to be the father of many nations. Again, we in the aspect thinking that we're going to teach God. That's what we actually fighting to do. You think you know more than Yahuwah. It ain't about the flesh and blood, man and woman. But in the aspect of the woman trying to usurp the authority over the man, you really trying to usurp authority over Yahuwah. But you don't realize that that's what's going on. Come on back to Ephesians 5. Where you stopped at? Some people may agree, some people might not agree. Guess what I care? Don't. What we just heard that woman, the divine feminine, divine masculine. Ain't no such thing as no divine feminine, divine masculine. Man, that's the all-gone Roman mythology and all that other stuff, man. That's Egypt sissy booty stuff, man. That's that aunt stuff, man. You who ain't never said nothing about no divine feminine and divine masculine. Take that junk and flush it down the goddamn toilet. That man say the sons of God. That's it. He ain't say nothing about divine masculine. Shut your stupid behind up, nigga. Don't bring that goddamn stuff over here, man. Leave that stuff outside the house. Stop trying to bring that goddamn nonsense in the house of Yahuwah. We don't want it. Leave that junk outside, man. And you niggas need to stand up and say something about it. Stop being pussies because you scared you ain't gonna get none. Because you scared these niggas gonna be upset. Stop letting niggas bring abominations in this man's house. That man ain't teach that. That man ain't said that. That man don't promote that. You want to do that? Go over there with them faggot behind Egyptians and Romans and Greeks and do that goddamn junk, man. And I mean goddamn literally. Literally. Let that junk be damned. That man said if a man bring a gospel which you ain't received, let him be damned. Man, go to hell with that junk. Literally. Niggas need to stop being hoes, man. Because you scared the women going to be upset with you. Nigga, I don't care. I ain't taking care of her and I ain't smashing her. So I don't give a damn if she upset. Hell, I don't care if this grown man upset. I don't give a damn if the children upset. Why you don't care if who upset? You care about everybody else being upset about the man who could save your life. You got to be smoking some type of drugs. Got to be better than this, baby. Y'all better than this. Come on with it. What verse you stop at?
24.
Ephesians 5 and 24. Listen to it.
Say, therefore, as the assembly is subject unto Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
Come on with it, baby.
Husband love your wives, even as Mashiach also loved the assembly.
That's right.
And gave himself forward.
Same way Adam loved his wife and gave himself forward. Follow the pattern.
That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
That's what Adam couldn't do. He couldn't sanctify and cleanse it by the water of the word. But the second one could. Now, how she going to sanctify and cleanse you by the word, boy? Look here, man. How you going to let somebody teach you who ain't even required to die for you? She ain't even required to die for you. She ain't going to die for you. It don't even run across her mind. It don't even run across her mind. That's how you know Adam was the son of God. It ran across his mind. He put his life on the line for that woman, man. Come on with it, man.
So husband, love your wives, that he might sanctify, cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself in esteemed assembly, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing.
Come on.
But that is should be kadash and without blemish.
Talk to him.
So ought men to love their wives in their own bodies, that he love his wife, love him. He that love his wife, love himself.
He that love his wife, love his what?
Love himself.
That's how you know Adam loved himself. That's how you know Mashiach loved himself. Come on with it, man.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourish and cherish it, even as the Lord
Paul,
the assembly.
tell him what nourish and cherish mean, man. I already told you what nourish mean by definition, but I want you to hear. If you following along, baby, pick on, go, what I'm saying? Pick up what I'm putting down, baby.
Truffle, that's to nourish up to maturity.
Nourish up to maturity. See, I told a woman a few weeks ago on the reel, I say in reality, baby, I say, if you want to say nurturing, women nurture children from birth to 5 years old. After that, daddy take over. Daddy take over. I keep seeing people posting this thing talking about put a man in a mother's full-time position and bet he fold. What's wrong with y'all? Ain't no man finna fold for taking care of no children. Just the sucker niggas y'all got children from. Because any man who want to be a father, that junk ain't no effect, man. Children don't stress most men out. Them children don't stress us out. And I've been told you, man, ain't nobody who do on themselves finna stress me out. It ain't gonna happen. You're not finna stress me out. It's not gonna happen. And it's also, of course, you know, it's a little bit of different because some of y'all now old school mama, you know, so you know what I'm saying? Children respect daddy authority and rule a little different than they respect mom dudes, man. That's why I've been always told you, brothers, man, you can't always throw that on them women like them kids. Just, hey, man, your words and movements hold a little bit more weight. Just a little bit more weight. See, it was just mom. If it's just Mom Dukes in there, you know what I'm saying, from a different time period, you know, she could get him in line even without necessarily whooping him. It's different when Pop's in there. You know what I'm talking about? It's different. I just hate when people say that a man gonna fold. What would he fold from? What is there to fold? No, ain't nothing to fold about. Because if that's the case, then you would say this. I ain't gonna say that because a lot of pastors do be folding because they can't deal with it. Read the verse again, man. He said, nerds, right? It's your job to bring people up to maturity. A woman can't bring you to maturity, brother. If a woman was supposed to do that, then he would say that's what the woman was supposed to do. She can't bring you up to maturity. She can't, and bringing up to maturity meaning adding to your growth and development. That's why I say if you need a woman to aid your growth and development as a man, you don't need a wife. That means she your mama. That's why she gonna start disrespecting you. That's why she gonna start sizing you, because she can't even view you as a man, because you need her to aid you into being a man, because you believe there's lies that the society told you she helped me be a better man. Come on, bro. Are you serious, my nigga? How did she help you do that? The only person who can help you be a better man is Yahuwah and other men. And when I say other men, including yourself. I only say that because you don't realize you put flesh and blood in places where Yahuwah is supposed to be. The same way they should be talking about you should be able to pour out your heart to a woman. If your woman is the first person you think about pouring out your heart to, you ain't linked in with Yahuwah strong enough. I ain't saying you can't talk to her if that's what you want to do. I wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm talking about? As far as putting masculine problems and stress on a woman, you know what I'm saying? They just not built to carry that. They're just not built to carry that. And it is what it is, man. I told y'all about the bulldagger lady who dressed up like a man for a couple of years and wrote a thesis about it, and she killed herself because she couldn't take the stress. See, we end up in a society where you having to compete, it's a competition about who got it the hardest. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, you couldn't deal with what women deal with. Like, what do you mean? You don't want, I'm telling you something right now. Being a man is great, but the things that it takes to be a man, I can tell you right now, hell, a lot of men don't want to do it. So I know some women ain't gonna want to do it. I'm telling you, there's a lot of men don't want to be a man. Clearly, you can see it. You know what I'm talking about? Do you understand the level of accountability, responsibility that it takes to be a man? And it's a lot of men don't want that. They fold under the pressure. You wonder why some men leave their kids? They can't deal with the pressure of being a man. They got to perform every day. They got to perform every day. They got to show up every day. Everybody look at a man. Look here, right? There's a natural assumption that because you're a male, that you're a leader. A woman don't got that type of pressure on her. People automatically assume because you a man, you a leader. This is a standard that you got to live up to, even if you were not mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared for it. You got to figure that out. Off top. What's the first thing people like to say? Men are the leaders. Dude ain't ever even been taught how to be a leader. He don't know nothing about it. It's an automatic assumption because you a man, you a leader. No, that man, that's a skill. You just don't go up one day and say, I'm a man, I know how to lead. Somebody got to teach you that. Yeah, see, you don't want that. And there's a lot of men, they don't want that responsibility. They don't want that responsibility. But they put themselves in positions to take on that responsibility, which ends up causing damage all throughout the community. You know what I'm talking about? All throughout the community. Because they took on a vocation that they did not want and they could not handle. You know what I'm talking about? You talking about being a man and you got to provide for people and knowing these people your responsibility. Well, a lot of boys don't want that. It's a lot of niggas don't want that. Every man out here ain't got ambition and drive and discipline. Every man ain't got that. See, we don't like to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all be walking around here calling, what's up, king? That nigga ain't no king. That nigga's a pauper. That nigga's a court jester. A pauper. P-A-U-P-E-R. A po man. You know what I'm talking about? But he ain't po because he po financially. He po because he po in the mind. You can't do nothing with a nigga who po in the mind. What you gonna do with a nigga who po in the mind? He gonna destroy everything he touch. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Being a woman great. From the aspect of a woman, she can do X, Y, Z, and guess what? She know all her days, boy. If she play her cards right, there's somebody gonna take care of her. Guess what? Then you got some women they don't want to be taken care of because they like the power and the autonomy that they get from making their own money and taking care of themselves. And guess what? That's okay, baby, if that's what you want. Come on, man. See, you got to stop getting upset with people about what they want, man. If that's what they want, baby, that's fine. But like I told somebody the other day, man, they were talking about you can't do that to your children. Man, I promise to you, boy, I will literally be damned if I have some disobedient, dishonorable, rotten, no good children, and you think they're going to benefit off of me because they my children. Man, screw them kids. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. There's a woman telling me, you can't do your kid. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. Boy, I told you before, boy, he turn in here, disrespect my wife, boy, they gonna get the hell out of my house. I promise you that. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care if you look like me, I don't care about none of that. Boy, if you dishonorable, you violate certain parameters, you don't want to do X, Y, Z, you get your funky behind up out of here. Up out of here. I ain't even no thought about it. You can go. Shoot, depending on your mama age, we could make another one. You can get your funky behind up out of here. Because as a man, you got to have some type of standard. You just can't be like, oh, they can do whatever they want. They my kids. I don't care. You lying to me. And I told you before, boy, it's two violations, man. You dishonor and reproach your whore, and you dishonor and reproach my wife, and you getting the hell up out of here. I promise you that. That's non-negotiable. I ain't talking to you but one time, 2 times, 3 times, you're gone. Talking about disrespecting mine in my house. You're not finna benefit from my leadership, my guidance, my wisdom, my understanding, my finances, and you gonna disrespect me, dishonor me, and disobey me. You're not staying in my house and doing that, man. You gotta be a goddamn fool to let somebody benefit off of you and they disrespecting you and dishonoring you and disobeying you on a consistent basis. And you gonna let them benefit off your labor? You a damn fool. Shalom, you to die, man. Y'all niggas better stop that junk, man. Because Yahuwah don't do that. How many times we done went through this book and see Yahuwah don't do that? As a man, you ain't supposed to let nobody benefit off you that's not going to obey you. That's going to disrespect you. So you think you're supposed to keep on benefiting off of me? What am I teaching you by enabling you to think that that's proper behavior? Yeah, you can go. And guess what? That's why we in America. Huh? Because that man said, you're not going to benefit off of me and give me the back and not the front. And worship other gods and open your feet to everybody that pass by and blaspheme my name continually, and you think you finna benefit off of me? You out your rabbit mind. Boy, what's wrong with you? Why you think these niggas ain't got no ruach? Because you evil as hell. You're not finna benefit off of him like that. See, the problem with most people is you feel like you should still benefit from somebody no matter how you behave. Because there's too many suckers, simps, and tricks out here and old tender dick, soft booty niggas who will allow anybody to benefit off of them no matter how you treat them. No, sir. No, ma'am. That ain't just for women. You ain't supposed to let men benefit off of you, man, and they disrespecting you. No. You ain't supposed to let nobody do you like that, man. Nigga gonna dishonor you, disrespect you, and you gonna keep letting them benefit off of you? Nigga, is you dumb? Come on, man. What's the word for charity?
That's thou code. That's to warm, to keep warm, to cherish with tender love, to foster with tender care.
So to have tender love, and what that take us back to, Jeremiah 31, I'll draw you with what? Love and kindness. Ain't he said that that's the things that he delight in? Love and kindness. Come on, man. Keep on rolling. Ephesians 5 and what?
Verse 30.
Ephesians 5 and 30.
It said, for we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother.
And cleave to his what?
Be joined unto his wife.
Mm-hmm. And they shall be what?
One flesh.
Listen.
This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Mashiach and the assembly.
So if he's speaking concerning Mashiach and the assembly, then guess what Adam and Eve was really about? Now, y'all know that because we talk about it a lot. And we've been focusing on Adam very, very directly the last couple months. Adam and Eve's story is of Mashiach and us. Period. Come on and give me Isaiah 40 and 12.
who have measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, who meted out heaven, Shamahim, with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, who weighed the mountains in scales and the hills in a balance, who have directed the Ruach of Yahuwah.
Who have done what?
Directed the Ruach of Yahuwah.
And what else?
Or his counselor have taught him.
He said, or his counselor have what?
Have taught him.
What else?
With whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed him the way of understanding.
So did Eve show Adam in the way of understanding? Did he take counsel? Don't say because he ate from the tree he took counsel, because you'd be wrong. She didn't teach him, because it's showing you that you didn't teach Yahuwah. That's not your job. That's not your job. See, if we knew our law, then we would know that. That's why he said to not usurp the authority over the man, because Adam was given authority from the beginning. That's where he got it from. But since you can't read that plainly, you think he just pulled that out of his butthole because you don't know the law well enough. Get that 1 Corinthians 14 for them stupid niggas who always be screaming women can't talk, because them niggas jackasses. Because you got to look at the framework of what he's talking about when he said it. Give me verse 30. And also, with this 1 Corinthians 14, God bless Brother Smoke, dudes be trying to enforce this on the internet. This ain't no people stupid. This don't pertain to the internet. It don't pertain to YouTube. It don't pertain to Clubhouse. It don't pertain to Facebook. It don't pertain to standing outside. It pertains to literally being in an assembly, officiated and headed by a pastor / shepherd / elder / bishop. This is what this pertains to. Listen.
It say, if anything be revealed to another that sit by, let the first hold his shalom. For you may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comforted. And the ruachs of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For Alahym is not the author of confusion, but of shalom, as in all assemblies of the saints.
Come on.
Let your women keep silence in the assemblies.
Let them keep silence. Where?
In the assemblies.
Where?
In the assemblies.
Where?
In the assemblies.
Okay.
For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but to be under obedience, as also saith the law.
Didn't you just read that in Genesis 1:26? That's all that means. Not just, oh, she got to be quiet when the word coming in the assembly, meaning in the gathering. You think Eve was talking when Adam was teaching her? You think Adam was talking when Yahuwah was teaching him? You nigga, problem is you want to talk too damn much. You can't shut up. Listen, man.
Saying if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for women to speak in the assembly.
Listen, and all that means is if she had a question about something that was going on in the assembly, she can ask her husband when they get to the house. Not that she's supposed to raise her hand and stop the assembly, dead in the house of Alahym in this fashion. Don't this book say that you ought to know how to behave yourself in the house of God? This only pertains to being in the house of God. That's it. That's it. That ain't got nothing to do with teaching. That got to do with simply is because you know why he said because Alahym is not the author of disorder. Do you understand how disorderly that would be if all these people are here raising their hand asking questions? He just told you to let the prophets and the teachers do things in a particular order. It's all for structure so everybody can be edified. So it don't look like we mad men and idiots. You know what that means, right? That means in the assembly of the Corinth, there was disorder in the congregations, man. That's it. And you can see it right in the law because all you got to do is go back to Adam. But since people are not skilled enough to look at these things, they can't see these things. So then they got to say, well, Paul making that up and that's just his opinion. Okay, if that's his opinion, I know you're going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? And you know why I know you're going to hell? Because John said, get John 7:50. This is why I know you're going to hell. I just let the Lord tell it to you. John 7:50. Listen to what it says. You can give him 48 because I feel that way.
Have any of the rulers of the Pharisees believed on him? But this people who know not the law are cursed.
Hold on. You read that like, did you not hear that? Read verse 50 again. Well, read 49 again.
It said, but this people who know not the law are cursed.
That's why you're going to hell. Because you don't know the law. You thought knowing the law was you don't eat pork chops and you keep the Sabbath. You don't know the law, you going to hell. Yeah, nigga, you going. Yeah, you going. Yeah, you going. Now let's get back to the matter at hand. What we want to do. Give me Give me Psalm 90, man. Give me Psalm 90. Let's get this show on the road, man. I just had to walk that down real quick, like, because that junk was agitating my soul. I ain't gonna lie to you. And it's not to agitate the soul that somebody's advocating for women to preach, because I really don't care. What agitates my soul is unlearned people. You know what I'm talking about? Speaking on things of which they know not, as if they're an authority. Especially when people read this man letters and be selling out, and I know you don't know the law like that. So you speaking that which you don't know, and you speaking it like, let's just put it this way, because the dude say, Paul ain't an apostle, all this stuff is like this here, right? Let's just say he ain't an apostle. Okay, it don't matter. But let's say he is. You speaking against God, boy. Who you think gave him that wisdom to speak that? You speaking against God, boy. And when I say that, you speaking against God, because this man speaking the law and the prophets, man. I'm telling you that this is a very proud and vain generation who never knew God, served God, did anything with God. And now you think you know the book better than men that God chose himself and sent and instructed. You think you know better than them? Come on, man. How you know better than them and you still playing with your joystick? You can't get lust off the brain. And when I say lust, I ain't talking about just the lust for loins, man. I'm talking about the desire for things that are ungodly. You can't even get that out your mind. And you think I'm supposed to listen to you, bro? You think God gonna reveal something to you, boy, and your heart is filthy? Your heart is like a public restroom? Your heart like a school restroom. Well, if you would have seen the restroom when we went to Inglewood, man, the only thing you could have did in there is urinate. Because, boy, literally, if you had to defecate, boy, you're playing with your soul. It seemed like the people never cleaned them bathrooms. Then he go to wondering, what you nasty booty niggas in here doing? Because this don't make no sense. Niggas couldn't smoke enough weed and cigarettes in them bathrooms to get that stench up out of there. Niggas like, I hope I never got the boo-boo, man. I'm going to hold it till I got to go to the house. Man, I'm going to skip school to go home and take a dump before I go in there. I'm not going in there. You're going to come back with legions on your bottom, boy. Ain't enough toilet paper you can put on that seat. Them germs coming through that hard. You thought you'd get away from me. No, I'm here, nigga. Come on, man. Where we at with it? I ain't told you what verse I want. Well, I want to hold on, pause, because I want to see what verse I would rather use. I know what verse I want to use. Give me verse 1. Verse 1 ain't necessarily what we here for, but we going to use it. Come on with it.
Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations.
You been our what?
Our dwelling place in all generations.
Before the what?
The mountains were brought forth.
Or ever had formed the earth?
And the world.
Even from when?
Everlasting to everlasting.
You what? Listen, read that again. Before the mountains were what?
Brought forth.
Ain't that what we just read last week in Proverbs 8:22? He said before the mountains were formed, he was what? I was there. You know what I'm talking about? He said from everlasting to everlasting. Get me Micah. Let me see what verse I want for you, man. Because this verse was in my brain the other day, man. I got to make sure I get you in the right spot. Oh, yeah. So you can start at verse 6. I'm going to work with verse 6, and then we're going to slide to chapter 5, because that's what we really came over here for. Listen to it. Micah 4:6.
And that day saith Yahuwah, will I assemble her that halt, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted.
And I will make her that halted
a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation.
Yahuwah shall reign
over them in Mount Zion
from henceforth,
even forever.
And you,
O tower of the flood,
stronghold,
the daughter of Zion,
unto you shall it come.
Even the first dominion.
Even the what?
The first dominion.
The kingdom shall come.
To the daughter of Jerusalem.
So notice, right? He told you you'll have the first dominion. So you know where that take you to? That take you back to Adam. You know what I'm talking about? Which means that they're showing you that Mashiach had the first dominion because he was slain from the foundation of the world. Now give me Micah 5:1, man, and let it run. You know what I'm talking about?
Now gather yourself in troops, O daughter of troops. He have laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Yasharal with a rod upon the cheek. But you, Bethlehem, Ephratah, you be little among the thousands of Yehudah. Out of you shall he come forth unto me to be ruler in Yasharal, who's going forth from of old, from everlasting.
Tell him what old and everlasting is, man. We say he that rule is coming from old and everlasting. See, you know, you got people, he didn't pre-exist. We don't care nothing about that. You gotta let people have that, right? You know why that junk don't mean nothing? Because I asked somebody this the other day. I say, man, with this information, once you espouse it, how can you actually use this to save your soul and have a godly character? Nobody had an answer. When I told the brother earlier, I said, man, if you look at this from the standpoint of Adam's testimony as forth as a virgin birth, you know, they said, oh, you're approaching these things from the practical. Why ain't none of you niggas doing that? Because that means if you said I'm approaching it from that, then I would say that is a solid admission that you're not. So that means that all your conversation effectively is what? Vain. It's vain. So then you got to ask yourself, why are you participating in vain conversations about vain matters that you can't tangibly and practically take and effectively become a godly seed? That means if you participate in that on a regular basis, you are a special type of stupid. Reason why I say that is that's if you're cognitively aware. That means if your cognitive function is working properly. If you know that this is a vain conversation, that you can't take that information and practically use it to increase your faith and add to godliness and the strength to the power of God, and you still have a great desire to participate in that on a regular basis, you are a special type of stupid. Now, if you don't realize it's a vain conversation, then you just ignorant to what's going on. That's different. We ain't mad at you. You just don't know no better. But if you know better, you a damn fool. You know what I'm talking about? And I mean a damn fool in the literal sense. You stupid. You know what I'm talking about? Because you know this is worthless, and yet you want to participate in it. That don't make sense. Not for men. Men should not be investing time, energy, and thoughts into things that do not produce anything. Why are you spending? Why are you that's like sitting here trying to have sex with a whole bunch of people and you know you're sterile. That means if you know you can't have no kids, you need to focus on something else. That means that's just for pleasure. And if it's just for pleasure, well, you know, she that liveth for pleasure is dead while she live. Uh-oh. Joanne. Come on.
Old is condemned, that's east, antiquity, front, that which is before.
That which is before.
And everlasting is Alahym.
Long time. Everlasting. I mean, he said this man who coming to rule out of Bethlehem, he from the beginning. Uh-oh. Come on back to Psalm 90 and 2. Uh-oh. I thank the Lord, man. Thank the Lord for the word. That's all I can say.
For the mountains were brought forth, ever you have formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, you, Alahym. You turned the man to what? Destruction, and say, return, you children of men. Okay. For 1,000 years in your sight. That's good. We don't want to talk about all that. He talking about y'all going, how long you going to live for. We don't want to talk about that. Come on here to verse 11. We don't want to talk about that. Who know the power of your anger, even according to your fear, your wrath. Listen to what he said. Who know the power of your what? Your anger. He said, according to the reverence you got for him, so is his wrath. Let that sink in your brain. Come on with it. So teach to number our days that we may apply hearts unto wisdom. Return, O Yahuwah, how long? Let it repent you concerning your servants. Oh, satisfy us early with your mercy that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Make us glad according to the days you have afflicted us, and in the years we have seen evil. Let your work what? Appear unto your servants. And your esteem what? Unto your children. Now pause and tell them what that work is, man. What that work is, man. It's a solid little bit of work. That's poem. Work, deed, doing. Let them doings, man, appear unto your who? Your servants. And let your esteem appear to who? Unto their children. Now think about that for a moment, right? Now come over here to John 17 and 1 and let it run. These words spake Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to Shamahim and said, Abba, the hour is come, esteem your son, and your son also may esteem you. He said the hour is come, esteem your who? Your son. And your son also may esteem you. Come on with it. As you have given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as you have given him. And this is life eternal, that they might know you, the only true Alahym, and Yahushua Mashiach, whom you have sent.
I have esteemed you.
On the earth, I have finished the work which you gave me to do.
And now, O Abba,
esteem you me with your own self, with the esteem which I had with you before the world was.
He said, let me get that esteem I had with you before the world was, right? Did man say, oh, Abba, esteem your son, that your son may esteem you? Don't you realize? I'm working the son, right? I want you to come over here to, give Luke 24 and 15. After that, John 21 and 1. Luke 24 and 15.
And it came to pass that while they communed and reasoned, Yahushua himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were holden that they should not know him. And he said unto them, what manner of communication are these that you have one to another as you walk and are sad? And one of them, whose name was Cleopas, and answering said unto him, are you only a stranger in Jerusalem, and have not known the things which are come to pass there in these days? And he said unto them, what things? And they said unto him, concerning Yahushua of Nazareth, which was a prophet mighty in deed and word before Alahym and all the people. Now the chief priests and our rulers delivered to be condemned to death and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Yasharol. And beside all this, the day is the third day since these things were done. Yea, and certain women also of our company made us astonished, which were early at the sepulchre. And when they found not his body, they came saying that they had seen a vision of Malachim, which said that he was alive.
Give me verse 36. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Pause. So just bear with me.
And as they thus spake, Yahushua himself stood in the midst of them and said unto them, Shalom unto you. But they were terrified and affrighted and supposed they had seen a ruach.
Suppose they seen a who?
A ruach.
Suppose they seen a who?
A ruach.
What he told?
And he said unto them, why are you troubled, and why do thoughts arise in your hearts? Behold my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me and see, for a ruach have not flesh and bones, as you see me have. And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and feet. And while they yet believed not for joy and wondered, he said unto them, have you here any meat? And they gave him a piece of broiled fish and of honeycomb.
Listen, remember what Adam said? Matter of fact, we're finna read it. Genesis 2 and 22. And after that, Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 14. We're going to get to John 21 in a second. But Genesis 2 and 22.
And the rib which Yahuwah Alahym had taken from man made he a woman. To make it 20?
Yeah, just make it 20.
And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helpmeet for him. And Yahuwah Alahym caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which Yahuwah Alahym had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man.
Now, of course, for those of y'all who've been here, you already know that's what happened with Yahushua. The same thing happened to him, correct? Happened to him in John 19 when they hit him in the side. And man came out of Alahym. You literally came from him. So you think, dude, like this, the dudes were arguing that today. How could a man not be born of a woman? A man needs a woman to be nurtured. What, he made him a full-grown man? Why would he make him a child? Why would you make a child and set him over dominion over everything? Remember, he said, let him be in our image and our likeness to resemble me. Adam was made to resemble Yahushua, made to resemble Yahuwah, made to resemble the son of the living Alahym. Those who come from his line were made to resemble him. Again, if you remember, this is why Psalms 82 and 6, that's why he said, he able to say, ye are gods. That's why Yahushua was able to look them Jews in the face and say, is it not written in your law, ye are gods? Because they were literally gods, because they were from Adam, and they didn't know that. They didn't know that. Just like we don't know it now. See, Psalms 82 and 6 always stuck out to me because when I was young, man, I always used to hear the 5%ers go in the word to use that to justify why they called themselves God. See, the Bible even said. And now I think about this here, man, the first time I heard that from somebody, it was probably about 1995, 1996. You know what I'm saying? It could have been before that, maybe 93 or 94. You know what I'm saying? That y'all have mercy on the soul. You know, the big homie, he didn't really want to break it down to me too tough. When I was about 14 or 15, he did by the time I got about 17. You know what I'm talking about? But to know what that means according to the word, that's how I know Yahuwah is real. You know what I'm talking about? Because this is something that I heard from a multitude of different people for over the course of time. And then I grew up to be a full-grown man, and I know exactly what that means, why it means what it means, and could be able to justify it and understand it from the word. I was just telling my homeboy that when I would ride with him the other day, man. Like I told you before, boy. Every time I mention, I can see it. Boy, being in that county jail in 2005 on the 4th floor of the John E. Good Pretrial Detention Center, I'm like, you know what I feel like reading, man? And I'm like, I ain't got a book in here. I'm going to read the Bible. And like, I remembered I was in the book of Job. I said, I don't know what this thing is talking about, man. I'm not finna keep reading this. You know what I'm saying? And to know that not only that I understand the word by the grace of Alahym, but that I can be able to impart the word to others that they may understand it. Oh, that's the power of God. And let Alahym in the name of Yahushua be esteemed. Because that's how I know you who will sit in heaven right now, ruling amongst men, and that he got power and authority to give men life and to condemn them to hell. That's how I know the book. You know what I'm talking about? Because I can remember in 2005, like, I'm not finna keep reading this and I don't know what it means. And man, I ain't even think about learning what it means. And boy, I understand what it means, man. Amen, Mother Sharona. I understand what it means, man. And see, for me, like I said, it's not only that I understand it, but I understand it well enough to share it with somebody else that they might understand it. In my eyesight, that's the power of God, unquestionable and unequivocally. That's all Yahuwah, all the way around the board. There's no other way that could be possible. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no rationale that I could even compute in my mind that could make that possible, that could be achieved, unless Yahuwah is the living Alahym. Straight like that. You know what I'm talking about? That's the only way. There's no other way. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way. Come on with it, bro.
And Adam said, this now, Genesis 2:23.
Go ahead.
And Adam said, this now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man.
Paul, notice he said bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, right? Now, what did Yahushua say? A spirit don't have what?
Flesh and bone.
That you see me have. You see how he letting you know that he tied to Adam? That he the second one? See, he had to be, let's just look at it this way. He got to be the second Adam because he the second son of God. You had the first son of God that was son of God according to the flesh, and now you got the son of God according to the Ruach, because it was always intended for you to be the son of God according to the Ruach. Y'all don't even realize if he would have ate from the tree of life, the only thing that was keeping, Paul, this is how you know Adam wasn't able to live forever. Because everybody argued that Adam was made to live forever. I'm not going to give you the answer. Tell me, according to your law, how you know Adam wasn't made to live forever. Tell me, according to your law, how you know this. Your law tell you how you know that Adam wasn't made to live forever. If you know your law well enough, you can answer that question. If you don't know, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't know your law well enough. I'm really talking to people who have been here for a long time because they've been shown this before. Now, you may not remember. So, you know what I'm talking about? Because you know I'm good for a pop quiz every now and then. You know what I'm talking about? Now, for our newer students, that's okay. You know what I'm talking about? It's been a long time since we talked about that. Man, Brother Brandon had it here. He was like, man, you need to go over the kings and such and such. I said, you know what? If the Lord permit, we'll do it again. Because some of y'all who've been around here, you know we done did that already. You know what I'm talking about? And that was a long process, too. For those of you who don't know what I'm referring to, it's on the channel somewhere. What the name of the videos is, I do not know. But all I can tell you that it was somewhere between 2016 to 18. Somewhere in that range is where that information is at. But we looked at every king in the history of Yasharal. I mean, every one. Every one. You know what I'm talking about? There it say Genesis 2:7, the fear and dread is still on animals. Those are not those two answers is not the one. It's one. And I'm gonna tell you, it ain't in Genesis either. It ain't in Genesis either. It's one specific law that you can go to that lets you know that Adam wasn't made to live forever. One specific one. I'm gonna see who it done. Where we at? An hour and 8 minutes, 23 seconds. I give you another 60 seconds, man. I give y'all another 60 seconds. Oh, I see some people missing this. Genesis 2:23. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Hebrews 9:27. Read me the Hebrews 9:27. I think I call what it say, but that ain't it either.
It's saying, as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this to judgment.
I see why she would say that, but that's not either. Either. Is it in Exodus? No, sir. No, sir. Y'all got about 16 more seconds. I ain't mad at y'all because it's been a long time since we talked about this. Ye are God, but you shall die like Adam. Not that one there. Because you know a lot of people believe Adam was made to live forever, right? Now, I want y'all to come over here. You're gonna kick yourself because it slipped your brain. I want you to come over here to Leviticus 17 and 10. I want you to start at Leviticus 17 and 10. And this is how you're going to know that Adam wasn't made to live. Because remember, right? He said, lest we take this tree and live forever. You got to understand something. I'm going to show you something in a minute. Come on with it, son. This is Leviticus 17 and 10.
And whatsoever man of the house of Yasharah or of the strangers that sojourn among you that eat any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eat blood and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood.
The life of the flesh is in the what?
In the blood.
The life of the flesh is in the what?
In the blood.
What he said he was, flesh of my flesh and what? So the life of the flesh was in the where?
In the blood.
Adam was flesh and blood. That's how you know he wasn't made to live forever, because the life is in the blood. Read verse 10 one more time. Oh, verse 11, excuse me.
For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls.
Therefore,
for it is the blood that make an atonement for the soul.
Therefore,
I have said unto the children of Yasharah, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourn among you eat blood.
And whatsoever man
of the children of Yasharah or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunt and catch any beast or fowl that may eat, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust.
For it the life
of all flesh, the blood of it for the life thereof. Therefore I said unto the children of Yasharah, you shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life of all flesh is the blood thereof.
For the life of all flesh is where?
The blood thereof.
The flesh, that's how we can know that he the Son of God according to the flesh, because his life was in the blood. Now I want you to read Genesis 3 and 22. After you read Genesis 3 and 22, I want you to go to John chapter 3 and verse 3. Listen to what he say, right? After you go to John chapter 3, we're going to Genesis 3 and 22, John 3 and 3, 1 Corinthians 15 and 50. Come on with it.
And Yahuwah Alahym said, behold, the man is become as one of us to know good and evil, and now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever.
So how he going to be able to eat and live forever if he flesh and blood? Think about that for a second, right? Hold on. What I say you go to? Yeah, John 3 and 3. Let that go. But before you go to 1 Corinthians 15 and 50 after John 3, we're going to slide over there to John 19 and 30. John 3 and 3. I almost let 19 and 30 slip. Praise God.
God answered and said unto him, truly, truly, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the malchut of Alahym.
Except to be what?
Born again.
Okay. Pause. You see the difference between the first Adam and the second Adam? The first Adam had a particular birth. The second Adam had a particular birth. And there's going to be a difference between the two. Come on with it.
Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, truly, truly, I say unto you, except a man be born of water and of the ruach, he cannot enter into the malchut of Alahym.
Listen.
That which is born of the flesh is flesh.
Listen, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, which means you flesh and blood, which means you're going to die. But that which is of the ruach
is ruach.
Marvel not
that I said unto you, you must be born again.
John 19 and 30. Girl, ain't nobody calling you.
When Yahushua therefore had received his vinegar, he said, it is finished. And he bowed his head and gave up the ruach.
Listen.
The Yahudim, therefore, because it was a preparation that the body should not remain upon the stake on the Shabbat, for that Shabbat day was a high day, besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and they might be taken away. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and the other which was crucified with him. But when they came to Yahushua and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water.
Came out there for what?
Blood and water.
Notice that when he opened up Adam's side, blood and water didn't come out. Now did it? It stayed in there. But when the Lord got hit in his side, blood and water came out. That means he poured out the life. You know what he got filled with to resurrect from the dead? He said, it's the flesh profit nothing. It's the ruach that make alive. See, we're looking for a different type of life. We good. We ready to him pouring out the blood? Don't start at verse 50. Go to 1 Corinthians 15 and give me verse 33. No, 35. I know 33 going to say evil communications corrupt good manners. That ain't what I want. 35.
But some will say, how are the dead raised up?
How are the dead what?
Raised up.
Come on with
with what body do they come?
What they come with?
Fool, that what you sow is not quickened except it die.
Except it what?
Except it die.
It says, except the seed fall on the ground, it'll abide alone. But if it die, it bring forth much fruit. Come on.
And that what you sow not that body that shall be, but bear grain that may chance of wheat or some other. But Alahym give it a body as it hath pleased him, and to every seed his own body.
Every seed his own body.
All flesh not the same flesh, but one flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, another of birds. Celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial.
Paul, see, Adam had a terrestrial body. He didn't have a celestial body. That means Adam would have had to been, if Adam would have ate from the tree of life, he would have been changed. Go ahead.
And bodies terrestrial, but the esteem of the celestial one, the esteem of the terrestrial another.
Come on.
One esteem of the sun, another esteem of the moon, another esteem of the stars.
See that pause? You see, he said esteem of the sun, meaning the Father, the esteem of the moon, meaning the sun, the esteem of the stars, the sons of God, different esteem. See, he telling you, Paul writing, see, if they knew their law, they know this. Remember we talked about the stars the other day? They would know this. Because you the stars. Because you the sons of God. You the Kokab. Come on with it, man.
A star differ from another in esteem.
See, listen, he said each star different from another in esteem. Guess what? The only begotten Son of God got a different level of esteem than you do. The same way that there's some apostles. Man, you know these dudes try to come at me yesterday, man. I'm telling them niggas like, I say, man, y'all know what an apostle is? Since y'all so scholarly, none of these niggas knew what an apostle was. So I'm like, how you know Paul wasn't one? If you don't even know what make you one. I'm talking about that's wild. You tell me he wasn't no apostle? He didn't walk with Jesus? Shut your stupid behind up, nigga. And every time, everybody do it. If you was to go out there, man, in the face of most people who preach the word and you ask them, because an apostle is an ambassador, an emissary. That means an apostle has to be sent. Man can't send an apostle. Yahuwah got to send him. That means, and in order for Yahuwah to send him, Yahuwah got to teach him. That's why I told him, boy, I say, don't you know that the apostle is the highest office in the body? They went to arguing about that. Our brother man literally say first apostles, secondarily prophets, third teachers. They don't realize that apostles and prophets get word straight from Yahuwah. They're on a different level than a pastor. The pastor has to be taught by the apostle. Y'all know that because it said the apostles were sending out ordaining elders. Because again, gentlemen, what is the one thing that the apostle has that nobody else got? What does the apostle have that the prophet don't got, that the pastor don't got, that the evangelist don't got, that the teacher don't got? What is it that the apostle has that they don't have? Not just that. I mean, that's what makes them apostle, that they learn from Alahym themselves. But they have the testimony of Hamashiach. That's what the apostle has that everybody else don't have. See, when brother talked about that yesterday, he talked about what we done talked about before. Paul said he was taught at the feet of Gamaliel, but he was taught in the perfect manner of the law. But when it came to the testimony of Mashiach, he said, boy, that what I didn't confer with flesh and blood. I got that from God. You know what I'm talking about? That's why you seen him preaching Mashiach. Like you see in Acts 28 and 23, starting at Moses and all the prophets, he taught them about this man. If a man don't have that ability and he say he an apostle, that nigga a liar. Bro, I've seen grown men go to apostle ceremonies. A man can't appoint a man to be an apostle. If you seen a man say he was appointed by another man to be an apostle, God ain't with him and the nigga who appointed him. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. That's the same way talking about I put prophethood on that man. That man say he got to appear to you in a vision, in a dream. That man ain't no prophet. That's what your law say. You supposed to know the word well enough to say, oh, I know he. Didn't the Lord tell you, he said you found them that say they're apostles and you tried them and you found them to be liars? You have to know what make a man an apostle in order to try him and know if he lying. Now, an apostle can appoint a pastor, and a pastor can appoint another pastor. There's nothing wrong with that. Man can appoint a man to be a pastor. He can, and when I say appoint, we're talking about ordain. He can ordain a man to be a minister. He can ordain a man to be a teacher. You can't ordain nobody to be no apostle and no prophet. Man don't have that type of power. Hey, Sister Tradina, how you doing? And I say that because we constantly and consistently are removing Yahuwah from the play. And it goes back to what I was talking about earlier, because you want to usurp the authority over Adam, but you just don't want to usurp the authority over the first Adam. You want to usurp the authority over the second Adam, which means both times you want to usurp the authority of him who is of God, which means you want to usurp God. You know what I'm talking about? That's the reality of it. This people don't really want Yahuwah. You want his information, but you don't want him. And that's why we ain't got no power with it. And that's why our understanding is terrible when it comes to understanding who he is and what he wants and what he delights in. Ask yourself this question. How many times are people talking to us about becoming the sons of God, not just being the sons of God according to the flesh, but being sons of God according to the Ruach? How many people are talking about to us about the things that he delights in? Judgment, mercy, and faith. Or as it says in Jeremiah, love and kindness, righteousness and judgment. Who talking to us about that so that we can become like him? Because that's what he desires. Come on, man, 1 Corinthians 15. Man, ain't nobody talk. That's why we go for your neck when it come to our service, bro. That jump make me sad because I know niggas going to hell, bro. I'm not just saying this stuff, man, just to say it. As I told you before, sitting back, going back, this is 2024. I've been out of prison for 15 years. You know what I'm talking about? So when I was sitting in that jail cell, knowing that I ain't understand what I was looking at, that was almost 2 decades ago. And for me to know that I can understand the word of Yahuwah, that's how I know Yahuwah real. I don't care about who say he ain't real. I don't care about none of that. That junk don't faze me. I'm fully persuaded, my G. See, if it bother you because niggas say God ain't real, the Bible ain't real, you ain't fully persuaded. Because I don't care what a nigga got to say. I know this man real. You know how I know? Because I wasn't looking for the word. And here I am, almost 15 years later, still serving God. I'm talking about in the way that he want me to do it. Not the way that I think it should be done. Not according to man's doctrines and precepts, but according to the righteousness of Yahuwah. So that's how I know he real. So when I tell you that I see this stuff that going on out here, man, and I can see that people finna go to hell, bro. That is saddening, man, because I know they going, bro. Amen, man. I know they going, bro. They're not going because I want people to go to hell. Why would I want somebody to suffer? I don't want to go to hell, so I don't want that for you. I want you to experience Alahym as I have. It's a beautiful and wonderful thing. You know what I'm talking about? But to know the type of games that we out here playing, but the mass majority of the people handling this book, they going to hell, bro. And nobody seems to care. Not the people who going, not the people who teaching them. Nobody seems to care. And you know why they don't seem to care? Because they don't believe they going. They don't believe they going. And you know how I know they don't believe they going? Because when Christ come back, he going to straighten it all out in the wilderness. No, he's finna kill you because you going to hell. You going to hell. Straight like that. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to show you how that's in your law with Cain and his offspring. That if you on the wrong side of the ledger, you going to hell. Who you think got wiped out in the flood? It certainly wasn't the sons of God. Just like it won't be when the Lord come back. You think the sons of God getting took out when the Lord come back? Now you see how the parable of the wheats and the tares is right there in your law? With Cain's seed and Adam's seed is right there in your law, showing you the separation. We're going to look at it. Come on with it, man. Praise you.
Verse 43.
All right, 1 Corinthians 15 and 42. 42.
Say, so also the resurrection of the dead, it is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption.
That's right.
It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in esteem.
That's right.
It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power.
Mm-hmm.
It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body.
Mm-hmm.
There's a natural body and there's a spiritual body.
That's right.
So it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul.
See, the first Adam was a living soul. He was flesh and blood. The second Adam
was made a quickening
the
ruach.
second Adam was flesh and bone with the ruach in him to give him life. That's how you know Adam wasn't made to live forever. He had blood in him, but if Adam would have ate from that tree of life the first time, he would have been changed. He would have lived forever. The life was in the blood. He didn't have a ruach to live forever. He had blood that had him alive. But if he would have ate from that tree of life first, he would have been changed. See, we don't be realizing that, man, everything, praise be to you. Man, look at, man, it's a lot to the story of Adam if we slow down. If we actually knew our law like we supposed to, man, you would see that Paul's letters are very simplistic. You know what I'm saying? They're very simplistic. When I say simplistic, meaning easy to understand because you know your law. So you know, yeah, I know why he said that. Because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that, because of this. Again, don't study the word to debate. Don't study the word to convert other people. Study the word to learn and know Yahuwah for yourself so that you can be a cod with him, so that you can trust and believe on him, so that he can fill you with his Ruach HaKodesh. And then after that, you know, let him use you as he see fit, according to his will, his righteousness, and his purpose. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I'm speaking the way that I'm speaking, man, it's like I done told y'all numerous times before. I didn't come in the word around Hebrews on the internet. I didn't come in the word around Hebrews in the street. It was just me and the people who I grew up with, the people who I knew. Again, I told, man, when I was out there dealing with the word first, man, I was still around drug dealers, robbers, killers, and gangsters, bro, and regular people, whores and all. These weren't people who were pretentious. Just regular people, lost souls, to be honest with you. The same lost souls I was around before I went to prison. So when I'm looking at the word, I already understand their plight because I went through it with them. So I'm not using the word to hit these people across the head. I'm trying to let them know, boy, this man real, boy, he can change your life, boy. He can deliver you from death in the situation and circumstance you in. You know, the people who I was around, they gonna have respect for me because they know me. They already know me, so they know it, man. He ain't coming at a nigga like them Christian people be coming through the neighborhood. They already know this a real nigga. So they know when I'm talking to him, I'm coming from the aspect, I'm keeping it a buck with you, my nigga. I ain't finna lie to you. I told him, man, my homeboy cousin, he say, man, boss, man, am I going to hell? I looked him dead in his eyes and say, nigga, you already know the answer to that question. Why you ask me that? Because he asked me that hoping because we cool that I would tell him something different. But see, I threw him because I said, why you ask? You know, that's why I hit it. You know the answer to that question. I ain't got to tell you, you know you going, I ain't got to do all that. That ain't going to win his soul. That ain't going to win his soul. Look within your own self. You know where you're going. Change your life, my nigga. You ain't got to be out here doing X, Y, Z, bro. Because they know they going to do X, Y, Z, man. I'm not going with you to do that. I'm not going with you to these hoes' house, bro. I'm not going over here to do this with you, man. I don't live like that no more. They respect it. I come around, man, they be like, hey, man, boss, man, hit me off with some word, bro. I want to understand something, my nigga. I got you. Boy, I used to be out there with them boy, teaching them boy word while they out there with them poles on them, man. Paul, man, them boy got working pistols on them, man. And they like, bro, I want to hear some word, bro. Talk to me. What you think I'm going to tell them I ain't going to talk to you? What you going to tell me? You know you're going to hell. They already know they're going to hell. That's why they asking for some word. But it was just the draw of the world was just too much for them to relinquish. And them boys grew up to be stone cold killers, some of them. And some of them ain't here no more. And some of them in prison. So I ain't come, man, look at man. We trying to save souls out here, man. Y'all already know what it is. That's what we out here for. You know what I'm saying? I can have a discourse with anybody. But I'm really out here to save souls, man. You know why? Because he saved mine. So since he had the mercy that he didn't have to extend, because I wasn't looking for mercy, I'm not even knowing. I'm knowing but not knowing. I'm condemned. I'm going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? But it's not at the forefront of my mind. And he said, here you go, boy. Here go a life preserver. I know you wasn't looking for it. I know it ain't run across your mind. I'm going to throw it to you, though. Oh, yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone, because I seen I ain't no fool. I'm out of here. So those of you who know, that's why you know I got short patience for going back and forth about certain stuff. I'm just not going to do it. You got it, bro. If that's what worked for you. That's right. Say, man, Monte say Yahushua was the same way, moving through all different environments, spreading the word. Yeah, bro, I'm talking about, boy, I had about a 2-3 year period, boy. I was moving all across this city, boy, dropping word, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Everywhere. Ain't had nowhere to stay at neither. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't no exaggeration. Niggas who know, they know. You know what I'm talking about? And they know there were certain spots that we stayed in, man, that people knew, boy, they could come to our front door and get this work. You know what I'm talking about? Because I would know where we were staying at, that's what we was on. And people used to come knock on the door and say, hey, man, we want some work. And I'm going to pop them off, too. I got you. We got whatever you want, baby. We got dimes. We ain't got no niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because we selling hard. We got dimes. We got dubs. We got 50 slabs, baby. You know what I'm talking about? We got quarters. We got halves. And we got whole zones, baby. I got what you're looking for. You know what I'm talking about? Straight drop, no water whip. Yeah, man, gonna get you right. You know what I'm talking about? Gonna get you right. Yeah, that's what we out here, man. Straight hard, baby. Straight drop. That's what we on. We don't put no cut on it. Don't put no cut on it, baby. We give it to you just like he gave us. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, that's how we got to be on, baby. That's what it's got to be about, man. Look here, man. All of us know each other because of Yahuwah, man. Not because you were Israelite, because of Yahuwah. When you understand that you bonded through the Son of God, because you was bonded through the first Son of God, it hit different. It hit different. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it hit different. You boys out here smoking that Reggie, man. These boys around here smoking on that 7,000. They out here busting hitters, man, with this trash can dope these niggas out here selling, man, and you niggas love to copy. Know that dope trash. You steady going around there. What's wrong with you? Buy that trash behind dope, man. Come on with it, my nigga. Yeah, you crazy out here, man.
Verse 46 said, howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural. And
see how I tell you that the first Son of God was natural, then the second one comes.
And afterward, that which is spiritual.
That's right.
The first man of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord from Shamahim.
That's right.
And the earthy, such as they that are earthy, and also Shamahim, and
right.
they also that are of Shamahim.
Talk to him.
And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the one from Shamahim. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the Malkuth of Alahym.
Why you think he couldn't let Adam eat from that tree, man? But listen what he say now, because you're getting a reprieve.
Neither do corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall
be what?
Changed.
And we shall be what?
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and shall be changed.
You know, we talked about this before. That in the infinite mercies of the living Alahym, he allowed us to do what he didn't allow Adam to do. He allowed you to eat from the tree of life and live forever while you still flesh and blood. He didn't give Adam that opportunity. You see how that taught the Hebrews that those who came before us? Get it for me, man. Hebrews 11 and 36, 37? Make sure I ain't got you in the wrong spot. We still need to go back to Isaiah chapter 8 and John 21, by the way. We have to reread Psalms 90 just because it's been a long gap in between that. You did? Yeah. 11 and oh no, I'm wrong. I'm looking at 10, my bad. Give him 11 and 33, man. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Hebrews 11 and 33 ain't gonna hurt.
Who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead, raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trials of mocking and scourgings, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted and tormented.
Whom the world
was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and mountains and dens and caves of the earth. And these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise.
They didn't get the promise.
Alahym having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect.
You don't realize that you got made perfect before the people who came before you? You was made perfect before Abraham got to be made perfect. You was made perfect before Isaac got the opportunity. You was made perfect before Jacob or David. And all those righteous men that he enumerates in Hebrews 11, you got that opportunity before all of them. And you gonna neglect it? Like I say, right, I ain't coming to word like everybody. I ain't coming to word on we Israelites. Was I told that? Yeah. But shoot, I knew that before I got in the word. I just didn't understand what it meant because I ain't know the word, so it held no significance to me. Dude told me that when I was 21, when I was in the county jail. He said, you know you an Israelite? I'm like, nigga, I don't even know what that is. And the nigga didn't even take the time to explain it. Because I looked him dead in the face. I say, bro, I don't even know what that is, bro. Straight like that, man. I was at the P-Farm, man. 2002. I said, bro, I don't even know what that is, bro. That don't mean nothing to me. What you said did not resonate. That didn't even resonate to me, man. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, we used to see Yahweh Ben Yahweh in 2003, man, on public access TV. I didn't know who that nigga was, and nothing he would talk about resonated with me. Man, I went to jail with Dr. York's book, 360 Questions to Ask a Hebrew Israelite, bro. That junk didn't even click in my mind that he was talking about, quote unquote, Negroes. That he was talking about the One West dudes that people want to battle with all the time, bro. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. We ain't had no niggas in no outfits on no corners down here, man. This ain't New York City. We got no Times Square where we seen them dudes, bro. Besides that, nigga, I was selling dope, man. I'm on the block, bro. I'm in the trap house. I'm in the hotels, man. I'm in front of the apartments, man. That wasn't no tangible reality to me, bro. I just read books. You know what I'm talking about? I grabbed that book from the black bookstore on Lem Turner at the time. Used to be over there by Popeyes, man. That's what they were selling Dr. York books. I learned about Dr. York book because my homeboy Harold had them, and his daddy was a pastor, and his daddy said, you can't bring them books in my house. But most of that stuff Dr. York was talking about, they didn't resonate with me anyway. It's just like, hey, man, it's just interesting information, bro. I wasn't raised in the church, bro. I ain't know nobody. But let me tell y'all something, man. I ain't know no Bible, bro, for my entirety of my days until I was 28 years old. That's no cap. No exaggeration. I ain't know no word, period. And when I say period, I mean absolutely that. The only thing I knew was the standard verses that everybody else know. The Lord is my shepherd. God so loved the world. I ain't know no book, bro. That's why I tell you, that's how I know you who are real, bro. I ain't know no book, bro. I came into the word strictly on the faith of the word of God, bro. That's how I came in the game, man. That's how I came in the game, bro. Straight up. My mama sitting right here, she could tell you. My sister over there, she could tell you, bro. I ain't know no word, bro. Nothing. Not nan tap. That's why you hear me talk the way that I talk, and that's why I take it so seriously, bro. That's why I take it that serious, man. It's not no game to me. This ain't no joke to me, man. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing just for me to talk about, bro. This dead serious to me, man. It's just dead serious. I'm talking about serious. I pray that each one of you young men take it that seriously for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here for my health, man. Y'all know this, boy. I've been doing this for 12 years straight. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I've been coming on here, man. Now I've been opening up this trap house 3 times a week for 9 years in a row, bro. Consistently. Not because I want people to see me. Man, we need this work, man. We need this word, boy. Our lives on the line, man. Our lives on the line. And honestly, if one person ain't get saved, it wouldn't matter to me because Yahuwah was esteemed either way. But if by the grace and mercy of the living God, boy, that one Malachim, that Malachim rejoiced in Shamahin because somebody repented and their name written in heaven, then I know my labor wasn't in vain. You know what I'm talking about? Because, nigga, I could be in the bed sleep right now. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I'm talking about not just tonight. I could be in the bed sleep tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? I could be doing other things. It could be networking events I could go to on a Wednesday night. I could take my old lady somewhere. I could take the children somewhere. I could watch Dynamite as soon as it come on at 8 o'clock. You know what I'm talking about? But no, I'd rather, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather put the dope on the street so that Yahuwah be esteemed. You know what I'm saying? That the Father in heaven be esteemed and that we might draw closer to him, that our faith and hope might be in him. You understand what I'm telling you? So that you could be able to understand and know the goodness, grace, greatness, graciousness, and mercy of the living Alahym and have fellowship with him. That's what we're here for. Ain't that right? That's what we're here for. Come on, read me Psalm 90 and 16 one more time, man. Let me get back on track, man. I still got to talk about Cain's seed going to hell. We're going to get there. Because they going there. And I got something in 1 Corinthians 11 to go with this Psalm 90. I need to hit these 2 points before we get out of here.
Say, let your work appear unto your servants and your esteem unto their children.
Let your work appear to you who?
Unto your servants.
And your esteem to you who?
Their children.
To the who?
To their children.
Give me Isaiah 8 and 10, man, on the high, man. I say, man, anybody who know me know, man, you know, we stand on the whole book being about Mashiach. Everybody don't stand on that. So That's why a lot of things that I may mention in certain places and circles over the course of the last decade, people just take it and toss it to the side because it ain't real to them, because they really don't believe. They really don't believe. They really don't believe, man. Man, faith is a great thing, man. Do you understand, man? This man say he declared to a man what his thought gonna be, and if he give you a mind of faith, do you understand the level of love that man got to have for you to give you that? Just pause for a second, man, and let that register in your brain. Because, you know, I tell you all the time what he said about Daniel. You want him to be able to have the same testimony for you that he had of Daniel. Because Gabriel came and told Daniel, "Oh, man, greatly beloved." Daniel is a man subject to the same light passions as you are, and as dust and ashes as you are. So the same way Daniel was a man greatly beloved in heaven, you can too. Do you understand the level of love and mercy this man got to have for you, man, to give you a heart of faith, bro? Not a mind of intellect, but a heart of faith. Do you understand how much love and mercy this man got to have for you to give you a mind to trust, believe, and hope on the promises of his word, man? You know he don't really hand that out to everybody like that. I'm talking about, I really want y'all to sit back, man. Amen, Sister Tradition. I really want y'all to sit back and think about that, man. Like, really sit there and think about that, especially if you had your daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you had some male figure that you really looked to and admired and respected and revered and loved intently. That when he bestowed something upon you that you necessarily didn't earn, just simply because of the love he had for you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you had a strong father, man, or a strong male figure that you really love, you lived your whole childhood to make him happy. It brought so much immense joy in your mind when you saw that he was pleased with your labor, whether he instructed you to do it or whether you did it because you know these are things that he would want you to do based on what he had taught you. And when he looked at you and said, "That's my boy." You know what I'm talking about? Now, just imagine now you take that and you think about that in the terms of heaven, man, and you ain't do nothing for Yahuwah. And he said, "I'm going to give him a mind to trust me, to believe on me. That when I give," you got to remember now, this was set up before. You got to realize that the mind you got to receive his word, he had already set to give you that mind before that time came. That ain't something he just decided last minute. That means when you were walking around, dumb as a box of rocks, evil as all outdoors, you know what I'm talking about? Didn't know nothing about nothing. He had already had the day set, primed, and ready for the day that when he manifested his word to you, that you were going to take it and go. It was already set. He already gave you that mind and heart to say, he going to receive that on this day. I told plenty of people before, man, the word came for me when it was supposed to come. If it would have came a day earlier, you may have not received it. Your mind might have not been in the right place. This man know what he's doing. So when this man give you a heart of faith, man, you have to really understand this man really drew me to him with loving kindness like he said he would. See, it's simple stuff like that how you know the word true. See, most of us ain't getting drawn to the word with loving kindness. You getting drawn with information. That ain't what he said he was going to draw you with. He didn't tell you he was going to draw you with you knowing you were Israelite. He didn't tell you that. He didn't tell you I'm going to draw you with a whole lot of knowledge. That ain't what he told you. He said, I'm going to draw you with loving kindness. So if you know that's what, come on now. That means God love you, boy. You know what I'm talking about? That means he got some love for you, man. Or he wants you to go to hell, like what he finna say in Isaiah 8:10. Come on with it.
Take counsel together, and it shall come to nothing. Speak the word, and it shall not stand, for Alahym is with us. For Yahuwah spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, Say you not a confederacy. To all to whom this people shall say a confederacy, neither fear you their fear, neither be afraid. Sanctify Yahuwah of hosts himself, and let him be your fear. Let him be your dread. He shall be for a sanctuary.
He be for who?
A sanctuary.
What else?
Before a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Yasharah, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken.
That's right.
Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples. And I will wait upon Yahuwah that hide his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Behold, I and the children whom Yahuwah have given me.
Behold, I and the who?
And the children whom Yahuwah have given me.
You see how he say show his esteem to his children? You see that? Now, we just looked at that in John 17, right? And we kind of talked about it in 1 Corinthians 15. And we was looking at Luke 24 with his resurrection. But come over here and talk to me in 1 Corinthians 11, though. Then we get the Cain bald-headed seed after that. Let me see what verse I want, man. You don't want to waste no time. Come on, give me 1 Corinthians 11 and 7. Listen to it.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and esteem of Alahym.
He's the image and the esteem of who?
Of Alahym.
He's the image and esteem of who?
Of Alahym.
Okay.
But the woman is the esteem of the man.
Paul, the woman is the esteem of the man. Remember he said, Abba, give me the esteem I had with you. So listen, right? If man is the image of Alahym and man comes from Alahym, you see how the woman is the esteem of the man, or you the esteem of the Son of God because you come out of him? Come on with it.
He said, for the man is not of the woman.
So man is not of Alahym.
But the woman of the man.
You know what I'm saying? But man come out of him. God don't come out of you. You come out of God. Just like, read it again.
Say, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
Neither
was the man created for the woman.
See, this is what a lot of people got the game twisted. He said, neither
was the man created for the woman.
Neither
was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Just like this here. Just like you think you think God made man for him to serve man? See, don't get it twisted because Alahym is a servant. We talk about that kings are to serve, but his service is different. Read that again. Neither was the man created for the who?
For the woman.
See, that's what a lot of men get it twisted, man. Man, ain't no woman. The man wasn't made to serve no woman. That's not how that goes. Read it again, man.
Say, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman.
Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. The woman was created to be a helpmeet to the man. Man was created to give esteem to God. I'm focusing on this not for you to focus on male and female, but to focus on the aspect of understanding what this is really pointing you to. He said, neither was man created for the woman. Alahym was not manifested for the man. Man was created for Alahym. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, read the next verse, man. For this cause
ought the woman to have power on her head because of the Malachim.
Nevertheless,
neither is the man without the woman.
But see, neither is man without God. You dig? Come on.
Neither the woman without the man and the Lord.
For the woman
is of the man, even so the man also by the woman.
But all things
of Alahym.
And that take you back to see, like Brother Nate just mentioned, it's a family business, but all things are all in one. The focus why I keep hammering this home is for you to understand that the woman came out of the Son of God. The woman came out of the Son of God. Who you think you come out of? The second Adam or the second Son of God. Like I told the brother earlier, I'm like, man, y'all focusing on virgin birth. I say, man, who came up with Joseph and Mary's genealogy is Matthew 1 and Luke 3? Where that come from? And the junk was only agitating me because they kept saying it. And I'm like, y'all claim to be scribes of the word. Why y'all don't know that these genealogies ain't talking about Joseph and Mary, man? You're missing the whole point. You're missing the point that he promised to Abraham that he would have a seed. Not all Yasharal is of Yasharal, but those that are counted for the promise of the seed. That's what Matthew 1 line to let you know, that you look into the heavens above and see the stars, and that'll be your seed for multitude. He tried to link you to Abraham for the promise that you would be the sons of God in heaven, man. He linking you to David so that, hey man, he that overcome will sit up. Get Revelation 3 and 21. Because we done talked to every time. I'm from Judah. We from the kingly tribe. Man, it's not a kingly tribe. It's a kingly line. If you not from David, you not a king. Just because you from Judah don't mean you a king, boy. That's one bloodline. Everybody in Judah ain't no king. Why you be letting these niggas tell you that? Don't you know you can read in Chronicles, and when they go to do a Judah genealogy, they stop and do a genealogy strictly for David? Just strictly for him, because that's the only bloodline in Judah that the kings come from? So if you're born a Mashiach, by default, you would be of the line of David. Because you just read it. Come on, man. Revelation 3:20, man.
Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. To him that overcome will I grant to sit with me in my throne.
Sit with me where?
In my throne.
Sit with me where?
In my throne.
Okay.
Even as I also overcame and am set down with my Abba in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Ruach says to the
So if you sitting on the throne, what would that mean? If you sitting on the throne, what that make you? Hold on. I do it a little better. I let the Lord tell you again. Revelation 5:7. I let the book tell you, man. I ain't got to tell it to you.
And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. And they sung a new song, saying, "You are worthy to take the book."
That's right.
And to open the seals thereof, for he was slain and have redeemed us, Alahym, by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and have made us unto our Alahym kings and priests.
Made us unto our Alahym what?
Kings and priests.
Revelation 1:3. Yeah, man. Praise Yahuwah, man.
Baruch is he that read, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. John to the 7 assemblies which are in age of mercy unto you, and shalom from him which is, which was, and which is to come, and from the 7 Ruachs which are before his throne, and from Yahushua HaMashiach, the faithful witness, the first begotten of the dead.
That's right.
The prince of the kings of the earth.
That's right.
Unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood.
What he did after that?
Made us kings and priests unto Alahym and his Abba. To him esteem and dominion forever and ever.
That man, and you know how he able to make you king? You know, I was talking to a dude yesterday, man, and he was arguing about you can't be a judge and a priest. Read Zechariah 6:10. And guess I say, well, how you feel about this right here? Do you know this nigga didn't know this was in the book and didn't even know who Yahushua son of Jehozadak was? You arguing me about something and you ain't even know this? I ain't gonna tell you no lie, man. By the grace of the Lord, man, I learned about Yahushua son of Jehozadak in the first 60 days. And when I say learned of it, meaning that I was familiar with what we about to read. Zechariah 6:10. Because remember, right, he just said he redeemed you to be kings and priests, right? So that means that that's the priesthood of Melchizedek, you dig? Now look where you get in the prophecy and you can see that and how that works, baby. Sons of gods as kings and priests on their throne at the same time. Didn't Adam have dominion? So wouldn't he be a king? Wasn't he a priest? You thought, come on, man. Come on, man.
To take up the captive of Heldai, of Tobiah, and of Jediah, which are come from Babylon, and come you the same day, and go into the house of Josiah, the son of Zephaniah. Then take silver and gold and make crowns, set upon the head of Joshua, the son of Jehozadak, the high priest.
Set on who?
The head of Joshua, son of Jehozadak, the high priest.
You know, this nigga didn't even know this man. He talking about that. I said, man, this man was a Levite, bro. I told this man 4 times that Yahushua, who can tell me where Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, is in the book, outside of the book of Zechariah? What time period was he in? What other book can you find Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, in? Who can tell me what other book you can find Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, in? You know, boo? Other than Zechariah. What about you, Sid? Now, he ain't in Chronicles. Mom, what about you? Who can tell me what other book Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, is in? He in 2 of them, actually. One more often than the other. Nah, he ain't in Jeremiah. He ain't in Haggai either. Well, I take that back. He might be in Haggai. Let me check. I take that back. That ain't the one I'm talking about. He might be in Haggai. Let me not say that because I believe you might be on point with that one. Yeah, because that's when they're dealing with, because Zerubbabel is in Haggai. So yeah, he in Haggai, but that's not the one I'm talking about. But that is correct. Yeah, that is correct. My bad. That is correct. He is in the book of Haggai. Because Haggai is around the same time. No, you were right. I was too fast on the draw. I forgot. Haggai is in the same time frame of the book that I'm referring to, or the 2 books that I'm referring to. Haggai is in the exact same time frame because he will prophesy in this exact same time frame. That's why I said that's my bad, because I was like, because Zerubbabel in there. Zerubbabel and Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, are like this here. As forth as they work together. Nobody? There it is. Sid got it. Monte got it. He in the book of Ezra and the book of Nehemiah. Because Yahushua, son, that's why I say, when you look at Haggai, that's when they were rebuilding the temple when they came out of Babylon. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's when Zechariah is prophesying when they came out of Babylon. Remember, most of all the prophets that's in the book, all are around. Isaiah is before Jeremiah's time. Ezekiel is, Jeremiah is before they went into Babylon. Ezekiel is while they in Babylon. Daniel is while they in Babylon. You know what I'm talking about? Amos and Hosea were prophesying in the northern kingdom around the same time. You know, Zechariah, Ezra, and Nehemiah are after Babylon. You know, Esther is while they in Babylon. You know what I'm talking about? Who am I missing? Nahum is around northern kingdom time. You know what I'm saying? Around the time of Amos and all them there. Zephaniah is around the same time of them coming after out of Babylon. Same with Malachi. All these people really, all the books are pretty around the same time. No, these prophets are spaced out. You know what I'm talking about? Now, when you start dealing with, you know, Samuel, Chronicles, and all that there, you know, this is the chronological succession of all the kings. You know what I'm talking about? But the prophets, though, yeah, they not spaced out like you think. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of them was around the same time. Let's say Joel and Obadiah and all that stuff around the same time. That's why you see a lot of names cross-referencing in different places. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, is in Haggai, he's in Zechariah, he's in Ezra, and he's in Nehemiah, because all this stuff was going down after we came back from Babylon. Now read it and let it be known. I didn't want to make sure y'all knew that, so you could go read some of this stuff and familiarize yourself with what was going on. Because Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, is a high priest from the sons of Aaron. He was a Levite. He had to be a high priest. Go ahead.
Saying, speak unto him, saying, thus speak Yahuwah of hosts, saying, behold, the man whose name the branch, and he shall grow up out of his place,
Word.
and he shall build the temple of Yahuwah.
He shall do what?
Build the temple of Yahuwah.
What else he gonna do?
Even he shall build the temple of Yahuwah. He shall bear the esteem. He shall sit and rule upon his throne. He shall be a priest upon his throne, and a council of shalom shall be between them both.
Priests don't sit on thrones. So he was letting you know that this man was going to be a king and priest after the order of Melchizedek. That's what it just read in Revelation, that he said this man blood gave you the power to be kings and priests at the same time. Because that's what Adam was. See, sons of God are supposed to be king. Sons of God rule and instruct at the same time. Come on, man. Give me Malachi 2 and 5, man, with haste.
My covenant was with him of life and shalom, and I gave them to him the fear with he feared me and was afraid before my name. Mm-hmm. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips.
That's right.
He walked with me in shalom and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. Mm-hmm. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
The priest's lips should keep what?
Knowledge.
And they should seek the law.
At his mouth.
They should seek the law where?
At his mouth.
Come on.
For he is the messenger of Yahuwah of hosts.
Listen.
But you are departed out of the way.
Listen. We just heard that lady on there talking about priestesses, didn't we? This lady talking about the priestesses anointed the altar. She said when Noah them got out the ark, you know who anointed the altar? They wives. They supposed to niggas supposed to let the room right then. Right then, talking about they destroyed the books with the priestesses, with Ptolemy and all this stuff, making stuff up. That man say the priest's lips. This is what people don't understand. In this instance, this is Yahuwah say, I send these people to give these people the word. See, we don't pay attention to that. What did the Lord say? Whosoever receive whomsoever I send. See, he remember what you read in Jeremiah 23. He said, these prophets done spoke, but I ain't spoke. They ran, but I ain't sent them. Y'all think because somebody got a Bible in their hand, because they telling you an Israelite, or they telling son you ain't never heard, you think Yahuwah's son. He said, but if I son them, they would have caused the people to hear my word, and they would have stopped being a wicked bastard. If Yahuwah sending these people, why you not? That man said, I will give you pastors that will feed you with knowledge and understanding. Why you ain't got none if these people son? I done heard quite a few women teach, man, and a lot of them was trash. And they weren't trash because they were a woman. They were trash because they were trash. You know what I'm talking about? And guess what? For every 2 women I heard that were trash, I done heard 45 men that were triply trash. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't want you to know that. That ain't just for the women. For every 2 women I done heard 22 times as many men who were 3 times as horrible as she was. You know what I'm talking about? And you know why they were horrible? Because I'm talking about specifically people who I've heard. I'm not talking about holistically, because they wasn't feeding nobody with no knowledge and understanding. I couldn't get no salvation out of this, what you were talking about, my nigga. Yeah. These little oohs, man. You know what I mean? That boy don't know nothing about no oohs, man. You know what I'm talking about? Them boys ain't like no fresh cologne, man. Them boys ain't smelling like no ooh aqualaria. No blue sapphire. You know what I'm talking about? There's one of them that came. Overture Man. Well, these niggas around here smelling like Brute. Old Spice, nigga. Juke. Junk played out. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even remember how much that cost. Hold on. I can tell you what it retail for. Nigga crazy all out those, man. You might want to buy you a sample first, though. Oh, they're done $200, man. I done had it for a while. I ain't grabbed the one I wanted because I ain't feel like looking for it, which was Royal Incense. I like Royal Incense better than this here, but obviously you see the dent. You get warm. You know what I'm saying? I just say this here, man. Hey, all jokes aside, just for a pause, man, if you niggas got fragrances, man, you niggas need to wear your fragrances, man. All that time out waiting for a special occasion may never come. You know what I'm talking about? You bought them, you need to wear them hoes. You run there, got them stacked up, looking at them. You know what I'm talking about? But to put them hoes on, you're going outside smelling like sweat and shame and outside. Don't do that, man. You know what I'm talking about? Let people have a good. That boy always smelled good when he came around. I'm gonna miss him. Not that nigga stink. You don't want that for your life, man. That ain't what you want for your life, man. Hey, I'm the same as you, Nate. I ain't got to be going nowhere. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, better put them on. Shoot, smell good for yourself. Stop walking around here talking about, I want somebody to smell me. Shoot, just be musky. They'll smell you then. I promise you that. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't never got to worry about it. You go outside musky, boy, they gonna smell you. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. Let's deal with this part right here, right? Come over here to make sure I establish that point. What's the last thing we read?
Malachi 2.
No, before that.
Wisdom, Revelation.
Okay, yeah, so we established that point, man. As forth as his esteem being, John 21:1. Praise God. I'm sitting here in my book right open to it. Listen, now let's look at him how he show him his esteem.
After these things, Yahushua showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on the wise showed he. There were together Simon Peter and Thomas called Didymus, and Nathanael of...
That's good. I just wanted you to see he showed himself to him. Drop down to verse 11. Just so you can see he's showing him his esteem.
Simon Peter went up and drew the net to land full of great fishes, 153, for all there were so many, yet was not the net broken.
Yahushua said unto them,
come and dine, and none of the disciples dared ask him, who are you, knowing that it was the Lord.
Yahushua didn't come.
And take bread and give them, and fish likewise. It's now the third time that Yahushua showed himself to his disciples after that he was risen from the dead.
Go read Psalm 90 and 16 one more time. And also, too, man, gentlemen, I tell you this here, you ain't got to spend a lot of money to smell good, man. Just get some quality fragrances, man. And by all means, man, don't be like me and blind buy stuff. I ain't bought a fragrance in a while. It's probably been about almost a year since I bought me one. But, man, buy you some samples, man, and sample that stuff first before you go to dropping money on some junk and you've been spending $100, $200, $300, whatever you spend, and then you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be mad. Most companies, man, you can buy a sample, man. You got companies that sell samples. You can buy a discovery set. You know what I'm talking about? Do that. Just to be like, I think I'm going to like this. And you done wasted that junk and you just looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Because, unless you're a collector, which most people ain't, Man, buy you some stuff that you can be like, oh yeah, I like that. Not just, it's cool. I think I'll buy it anyway. Nah. I only say that because y'all niggas old now. Y'all not young, man. You know how I feel about that. You should have already been wearing them. But once you done crossed that threshold of 30 and you out here walking around here smelling like Irish Spring, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You too goddamn old to be going out the door smelling like soap, air, and fabric softener. Tighten up on your bike stroke. Come on, man.
Let your work appear unto your servants and your esteem unto their children. And let the beauty of the Yahuwah of our Alahym be upon us and establish you the work of our hands upon us.
Read that again.
Say, let your work appear unto your servants and your esteem unto the children.
Mm-hmm.
Let the beauty of Yahuwah our Alahym be upon us.
Let the beauty of what?
Yahuwah our Alahym be upon us.
Tell her what beauty is right there.
That's Noam. Kindness, pleasantness, delightfulness, beauty, favor.
That man say, let the kindness and favor of Yahuwah be on us. Boy, that's the Ruach HaKodesh. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Come on.
And establish you the work of our hands upon us. Yea, the work of our hands establish you it.
Pause. 2 Timothy 3 and 14. He say, let the work of our hands be established. Let's see what the work of them hands is, man. Indeed, Sister Mika, man, you know, I tell them, boy, but I've been wearing fragrance since 1995. And my taste done evolved over time, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear the same type of stuff I wore in 95. Shoot, I don't wear the same stuff I wore in 2020. I be telling JoJo be asking me all the time, every time I see him. Jimmy just asked me about it today. That's why it's on my mind, because he was like, man, just let me get the ones you don't wear. I still ain't sat shoot. Will done asked about it too. I still ain't went through that junk, because my mind be everywhere. Because there's definitely something in there I need, because I'm not going to wear them. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't going to wear them. Jimmy said, I buy them. I said, I can't make you pay for something that I know I ain't wearing. It's different if I'm selling it on the internet. But you talking about my home, you my nigga, you my homeboy. I'm like, yeah, give me $20 for that. And I know I ain't wearing it. No, you can get that. I just got to sit down and be like, okay, I know I ain't wearing this, and this, and take them out and have them already out. Because, shoot, I told them, shoot, it's a few of them in the back that I've been wanting to wear, and I ain't felt like moving that stuff. I just grabbed this one because it's right here in front of me. I don't feel like looking for it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I definitely been wanting to put Trying for Backers on. That's tobacco, peach, and rum. That junk on the back row, covered up. I ain't looking for that junk. So I'm talking about straight up now. I got to look for the one I told Lisa about. That she, you know what I'm talking about? I got to find that one now. Because if I'm going to find them, put it on. I just ain't from care tonight. I'm going to put it on. I don't feel like looking for it. I'm dreading it right now. Come on.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 3.
Where you at, man? I think we need to go ahead and get to what I want to get to, right? I want you to give me Isaiah 66 and 15. I'm going to start it right there.
Say, for behold, Yahuwah will come with fire and with chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Now, we finna switch to something, right? And I want y'all to be able to pick up what I'm finna put down. Epistle of Jude, chapter 1, verse 7. Matter of fact, make it verse 5. Because I seen somebody misread this verse talking about I slide in that one. We want to talk about this was showing angels having sex, man. Ain't even what that said, man. Epistle of Jude, chapter 1, verse 5. Well, Epistle of Jude, verse 5. Ain't like chapter 1. It's only one.
I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not.
That's right.
And the Malachim, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation. He have reserved an everlasting chains under darkness unto judgment of their great day. Mm-hmm. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication.
See, he used that verse and said that was the angels when it plainly said Sodom and Gomorrah was on that type of time. Go ahead.
And going after strange flesh are set for an example.
When it said strange flesh, them boys were going after booty hole.
Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
That means you playing games? You a sexual deviant? You going to hell. Don't do it. Go ahead.
Likewise, also, these dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, speak evil of dignities. Dominion.
Despise rulership. Despise authority. Come on.
Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, dared not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuke you.
Go ahead.
But these speak evil of those which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts, and those things they corrupt themselves.
That's right.
Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain.
The way of who?
The way of Cain.
They've gone in the way of who?
Of Cain.
What way is that?
And ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward.
So what is the way of Cain? The way of Cain is violence. The way of Cain is violence. Read that part again. They went in the way of who? Of
Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward.
Then he said, now you like this with Balaam, you want filthy lucre. So he telling you sinners like to participate in violence and go after filthy lucre. Go ahead.
And perished in the gainsaying of Kor.
And then you got, now listen to it. He mentioned 3 different people. Cain, Balaam, Korah. Cain with envy, jealousy, and murder and hatred for his brother. Balaam going after unjust riches, and Korah running his mouth against a man who was more righteous than him. That's dangerous men. Go ahead.
These are spots in your feasts of charity.
They sin
when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds are without water.
That man said they ain't got no ruach. He said they sitting around with you, feasting on them feast days, wicked as hell, with no fear of God whatsoever. While they sitting there doing it.
Carried about of winds, trees whose fruit wither without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots.
Twice dead, plucked up by the roots. See how that take you back to that fig tree? He said wasn't no fruit on it. Y'all remember? Uh-oh, come on now.
Raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever.
That man say wandering stars. You know what that means? That's the same as them Malachim that were tossed down. You wandering about, waiting to go to hell. Come on.
And Enoch also, the 7th from Adam, prophesied of these.
Now, you know what's funny is everybody to read all that stuff and get scared and focus on, see, Enoch got a book and said he prophesied. Just because he said Enoch prophesied don't mean he had a book, son. How you get prophesied with a book? Tell him what prophesied mean right now, man. It said he prophesied. It didn't say he wrote a book. You don't know the difference? God help us all. God help us all.
Prophet, you owed us to prophesy, to be a prophet, to speak forth by divine inspirations, to predict.
So that means they ain't got nothing to do with him writing no book. Why you let people tell you that mean Enoch wrote a book? When it said Enoch did what?
Prophesied.
And where he said he was from?
7th from Adam.
That means he was 7th from the Son of God. That mean Enoch is from what? The line of God. That's what that means. That means Enoch was a what? Son of God. Come on.
Behold, Yahuwah will come with 10,000 of his saints.
To do what?
To execute judgment upon all, to convince all that are ungodly, among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lust, and their mouths speak great swellings, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage.
Now, Paul, let's go back to Genesis chapter 4. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 4. We ain't got to spend a lot of time in Genesis chapter 5 because we already know that Adam, them, the son of God. We ain't got to spend a lot of time around that corner. But let's look at Genesis chapter 4, man. And let's look at verse 8.
Saying Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
Tell him what slew means. Is he slew-footed? Does he walk slow?
That's harag, to kill, to slay, to murder, to destroy.
He killed the man. He killed the man. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got no eternal life in you and murder abide in you. Get 1 John 3:14, man. Listen what he say. Don't you know, man? He hated his brother without a cause. That man going to hell. Come on with it, bro.
We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren. He that love not his brethren abide in death. Whosoever hate his brother is a murderer, and you know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him.
This why Cain get cut off. Go ahead.
Hereby perceive we the love, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. But whosoever have this world's goods and see his brother have need.
That's good. Listen. That man hated his brother without a cause. Abel didn't do nothing to him. Abel ain't do nothing to him. That's why Cain got cut off. That's why he got cut off. Simple as that. Ain't no way around it. You thought that was a game? Listen. He punished Cain. The only thing he did is he ain't killing. But Yahuwah didn't forget. You can't read nowhere where he showed Cain no mercy. Other than not killing him. He left Cain on this earth for a reason. Keep on reading, man. Drop down. Matter of fact, we ain't got to read no more. We ain't got to read no more. I was going to mention something and with Cain, his fourth is the 14 and 15, but I could say that for tomorrow, if the Lord permit. This man killed his brother. He get cut off. He gets sent to the land of Nod. He gets separated from him. You go away. Now, let's read Genesis 6:1.
And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Alahym saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives.
Remember, we talked about this on Wednesday. Ham and Yafet is not in the line of the sons of God in Luke chapter 3. Because they sinned, you get cut off. This is why Cain is separated. You got all these people. Y'all don't even realize, like we talked about Wednesday, they don't even realize why you think there's a genealogy for Cain. And then after that, a genealogy for Adam, after Adam has the son. Because at this point, if Cain has killed Abel, Adam ain't got no kids. Cain has been rejected. He's no longer a son of God. The same way that Satan is no longer a son of God. He's removed. You're not a part of us anymore. You can't be a sinner and be counted with us. You get removed. Now, when he get compensation, or Alahym is giving me another what? Seed. See how the seed is the word? See, I mentioned it earlier too, right? Just a brief synopsis. Y'all willing, we could go into greater detail on tomorrow. I told him, boy, I say, man, all you got to do is look at the testimony, right? Because we read earlier, the seed is the word, right? And we know that in Genesis 1:27, he said he created man by a word. So he created man by that seed because he wanted a godly seed. So when he spoke the word to create Adam, that created the godly seed. And we know that Adam came from the dust of the ground, which had never been tilled. No seed had ever been put in that ground. Nothing had ever touched that ground. It was what? Virgin soil. So he came out of untouched, undefiled ground. That was what he was created out of. So when you turn around and get Genesis 21:8. When you turn around and you see in your law that if a man ejaculates, that him and the woman are unclean, then you already know that if Joseph is having sex with this woman, her womb is defiled. So guess what? The same way he spoke a word to create the first Adam, he spoke a word to put the second Adam in her womb. It ain't hard. It's not hard. It's not a difficult thing to ascertain. And he still did it with seed. It's just the seed is the word. He scattered that seed because the seed is the word and the word give life. I don't know why nigga don't understand that. Genesis 21:8. Let's see what that says.
And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which had born unto Abraham mocking.
Okay, I see what it says. And this one here is, it's not even that Ishmael did any sin, even though he is mocking, seeking to persecute him that is of the Ruach, because he was of the flesh, and he gets removed. But it's not necessarily any sin that Ishmael actually committed for his removal. But Ishmael's removal is a part of that which is flesh is flesh. You can't be carnal and receive the inheritance of God. Can't be it. Won't happen. You have to be of the promise. You have to be of the seed. You have to be of the word to inherit the promise. Flesh can't get it. And that's what a lot of brews don't want to hear. Flesh ain't going to get it for you. You going to hell. I've told y'all this from the beginning. I can remember, man, when we used to be in the apartment, man, out there in Sundown, man. I used to be out there with my homeboy, and he said, man, he always talking about we got to get the spirit because I seen it in the book. That's all I kept seeing throughout the text. You must receive the Ruach HaKodesh. This is not an option. This ain't something, oh, you straight if you don't get it. You must. Oh, praise you. You must receive it. You must receive it. That man said, if you ain't got the Ruach of a Mashiach, you don't belong to him, bro. And you got these niggas got you esteeming in your flesh. We the Israelites. You going to hell. Remember I told you a long time, you want to be a son of God. You know you a son of God through the flesh. And now you got to be a son of God through the Ruach to complete it. You was already a son of, if you believe you were Israelite, you were already a son of God according to the flesh. Because Adam is the son of God. And if you say you come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then you saying you a son of God. But are you a son of God in Shamaim, born of the Ruach? See, that's the question. That's the question. Because you could be a son of God and go straight to hell. Because you weren't a son of God in heaven. You just was one on earth. You didn't get converted from the terrestrial to the celestial. You didn't get quickened. Tighten up on your back stroke, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah. Why didn't have you read that?
I was spoken Genesis 6.
Yeah, we good in Genesis 6, right? Now we want to go to Matthew 13. Because of course we know the earth got corrupted, right? You know what I'm saying? He said he gonna destroy everything on the earth. We know that. So some things we ain't got to just be reading over because I know that y'all know that. I'm not going to insult y'all intelligence like y'all don't know these things. But I want you to come to 13 and 36 of the book of Matthew. Listen to this.
Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that sowed the good seed is the Son of Man.
Pause. He that sowed the what?
The good seed is the Son of Man.
So that good seed is Adam. Remember, he said he wanted the godly seed, right? That good seed was Adam. That good seed is Genesis chapter 5. That good seed is Luke chapter 3. The good seed is the sons of God. The field is what?
The world.
We already know the field is the world, or the field is the land, and we know that Adam came from that, and then all of them came from Adam. Look, keep on going.
The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
So the good seed are the sons of the dominion. Everybody from Adam on down who in Adam line are the children of the dominion. He said, but the tares
are the children of the wicked.
Paul, tell him what a tare is. Cain is the tare. He's the child of the wicked. We just read that, didn't it? He said that Cain was of that wicked one. He's not of the wicked one in the regards of Satan had sex with Eve and produced Cain. He's of that wicked one because of the heart he had. That's why his genealogy is separate from the sons of God, because he's of the wicked one. What's the tare?
That's a zanion. That's a kind of darnel resembling wheat, except the grains are black. False grain.
False grain. So guess what? Cain was born of Adam. He resembled Adam. That's why he said he called the daughters of men. He resembled Adam. He looked like Adam. Read that definition again for him one more time. Pay attention now. Listen. This is what a tare is. It's a black kernel.
It's a kind of darnel resembling wheat, except the grains are black. A false grain.
A false grain. Look godly, and that's what we read in Jude. Wells without water, spots in your feasts of love. They look godly. They resemble the godly, but they are that wicked one, though. See, Cain looked godly when he was bringing that sacrifice until it didn't get accepted and he murdered his brother. That's why he's separate. That's why he got a separate genealogy. He are the wicked one. He's the tare. I'm just showing you the wheats and the tares in the law. He's the tare. Come on. Read 37 again, man. I want it to resonate.
He answered and said unto them, He that sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked.
The enemy
that sowed them is the devil.
See, the enemy sowed that in Cain. What did he sow on with it? Remember, the seed is the word. See, remember it said Eve was the seed because he sowed that. He's not saying that Eve is of the wicked one. He's sowing deceit with his word. You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. See, this is how Cain is of the wicked one. He sowed Cain. Yahuwah sowed Abel. See, they both look the same, but one was false. Come on with it.
The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the Malachim.
Boom. Now we get it. The harvest is the what?
End of the world.
Now that's when you get to the flood. Because when the flood came, who did he spare? Noah was perfect in his generations, and he found grace with Yahuwah because Yahuwah spared the sons of God and destroyed the sons of the daughters of men, if you would. He destroyed the carnal. That's why I say flesh and blood can't inherit the kingdom. You have to be converted. The daughters of men Cain's seed got wiped out during the flood. He killed all the wicked ones. But this is the thing. Cain's seed continued, if you would, in the hearts of Ham and Japheth. It continued. Even though they weren't natural born seeds of Cain, they were sown by the same person who sown Cain, because they had the hearts of the wicked one. They didn't have the son. They didn't have the minds of the sons of God. That's why you don't see Ham and Japheth in that genealogy in Luke. Continue.
As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world.
You see how Yahuwah gathered all them tares up and drowned them? That's why I read Isaiah 66 and 15 to begin with. Come on with it.
The Son of Man shall send forth his Malachim, and they shall gather out of his mouth all things that offend, and them which do iniquity.
And shall what?
Cast them into a furnace of fire.
And there shall be what?
A wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Then shall the righteous
shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Abba. Who have ears to hear, let them hear.
Come over here to Psalms 104. I want you to come to Psalms 104. Hold on, because I want to make sure I get. He said, if you hate the Israelites, you hate Jesus the Christ. Well then. You see how that works? You see how they making you be equal or above God? If they hate you, they hate Jesus. No, they don't. They just hate you. You hate Jesus too. You think you better than them, you hate them too. Trying to see. And it's not that you're trying to separate, because you know a lot of brothers be like, you can't serve God if you don't acknowledge the Israelite. Well, you got to acknowledge Yahuwah first. Because see, a lot of brothers want people to acknowledge that we Israel before they acknowledge Yahuwah. You got to acknowledge Yahuwah first. Then if you understand who his people is, then of course, how you going to go against his people, and his people are naturally the sons of God? Then you supposed to be spiritually the sons of God. But these whole niggas want you to put them before God. That's how you know they're not of God. Because they're not pointing you to Yahuwah, they pointing you to them. If anybody is pointing you to flesh and blood, they're not of God. I don't care who they is. If that person is not pointing you to Yahuwah, I don't care if you are Yahudim or Gentile. If they're not pointing you to Yahuwah first, they're not of God. I don't care who they are. And you can go get them, and I tell them goofy niggas that to their face. I tell them over the phone. I tell them over FaceTime. It don't make me no different. I tell a nigga, you not a God, you lying, funky dog, dirty foot bastard. Straight like that. And I mean that. And I ain't just no idle thing for laughs. I mean that. Go get them, and I'll tell them that to their face. Because the book say that your faith and hope might be in Alahym. That was Psalm 78 say. If the person is not pointing if they not pointing you to Yahuwah first, that nigga not a God. If he telling you, if you can't acknowledge Yahuwah till you acknowledge us, this nigga wicked as hell. Because no man who was of God will open his mouth and say that. No man who is of the living Alahym, no man who is of Abba, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach will open their mouth and say that right there. And I stand on that unequivocally, unapologetically, and without question. No man who got the Ruach of the living Alahym would tell you that you got to acknowledge me before you acknowledge Yahuwah. Nigga, you ought to suck a whole bag of baby penises for being a buster. Because you ain't a God, boy. You want that person to worship you. That's what you want. You just too much of a pussy to open your mouth directly and say that. Yeah, that's what these niggas on, man. How you gonna talk about you gotta acknowledge me first? Who you here, Roman Reigns, nigga? Acknowledge me. Nah, man, you gotta acknowledge Yahuwah. You know why? Because as an Israelite, you can't do nothing for him. You can't give him life. You can't give him the Ruach. You can't give him faith. You can't give him nothing. That man need Yahuwah, boy. Nigga, you need Yahuwah. How he gonna acknowledge you and you both got to stand before the throne? He got to acknowledge Yahuwah first. And like I said, if he acknowledges Yahuwah, then he'll understand that he going to look at you and see his brother. So, of course, he going to rock with you. See, what a lot of brews want, they want these people to stand up and say, they are the Israelites. You a goofy. You a straight goofy. You want them to proclaim you instead of proclaiming Yahuwah. You's the biggest jackass walking the earth. You sinful, wicked, unbelieving, punk bastard Jew. That you would really want people to proclaim you before they proclaim Yahuwah. You ought to go straight to hell. David told us himself, we strangers to Yahuwah and everything shoot. Yahuwah said that. He said, you strangers and sojourners with me. You know what I'm talking about? But nevertheless, and I'm not saying that to diminish that you the children of Israel. I'm saying that to say that your heart ain't right. That if you want these people to acknowledge you versus acknowledging Yahuwah, that means, again, that go back to the point I was talking about before. You want to be God. You want to usurp his authority. You want this to be about you. That means you don't care about your soul or the people's souls who you come in contact with. Because any man who are Yahuwah going to always point to Yahuwah. And then you turn around talking about, that's what Jesus came to do. He came to point us to the Father. But your goofy behind ain't doing it, sucker. Why you ain't doing what you say he do, and then you get mad when people talk about the Lord and talk about, so you taking the steam away from the Father. Well, whole nigga, what you think you doing? You hypocrite? Man, get up out of here, man. Man, there's a lot of stuff I be wanting to say, but I don't say it. I got to maintain professionalism. You know what I'm saying? I'm teetering, though. I'm teetering to go full-fledged Elijah. I'm getting there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to stay on the even keel. I'm leaning towards being immensely disrespectful. I am. I ain't going to lie to you. Well, I want you to pick this up, Psalms 104, man. Let me see what's going on, man. Go ahead, give me verse 28.
You give them that they gather. You open your hand, they are filled with good. Mm-hmm. You hide your face, they are troubled. You take away their breath, they die.
They take away their breath and they what?
They die.
You take away their breath and they what?
And they die.
Uh-oh.
And return to their dust.
You send forth your ruach.
They are created.
Let's keep that in mind. I'm gonna come back with it. And you do what?
Renew the face of the earth.
Don't you realize that that's what he did when he flooded the earth? He killed them people, took away a ruach. But then when he sent forth his spirit, he renewed the earth. That's sending forth his spirit with Noah. Remember, Noah name mean what? I'm a comfort the ground, which I have cursed. Uh-oh. Yeah, we'll talk about it on tomorrow, if the Lord admit. A piece of clay won't esteem before the potter. Who you telling that? That junk don't make no sense. And I know why you want that esteem before the potter, because you downtrodden, you oppressed, and you want validation. You want something to make you feel good. You know why? Because Yahuwah ain't enough to make you feel good. One thing I told y'all this for years. One thing I done learned since I've been in this game is that Yahuwah ain't enough for these niggas. He ain't. If Yahuwah was enough, we wouldn't have none of the arguments or see none of the things that we see. Yahuwah not enough for these people, man. Yahuwah enough for me. You know what I'm talking about? I don't need no more. I don't need no more. As long as I got Yahuwah, man, look here, I'm good, man. Especially I know this here, speaking for myself, spoke with my brother earlier. You know what I'm talking about? One of my brothers yesterday, man, especially the stuff that nigga going through, that nigga don't really be knowing nigga be going through, and Yahuwah come through and give sustaining power and ability. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga don't be knowing that, man. And you thinking you gonna tell me Yahuwah ain't enough? Yeah, nigga, you know what you can do. Yeah, you know what you can do. But I ain't gonna say it. You use your imagination. And I mean it disrespectfully. You know what I'm talking about? I mean it disrespect. I ain't got no respect for nobody who ain't got no faith in Yahuwah yet keep his name and covenant in their mouth, like he said in Psalm 50. Who would say, who are you to take my covenant in your mouth, seeing that you hate it for destruction? And get it for me, man. I said it wrong. Read it for me. Matter of fact, before you do that, the verse I want, just read Psalms 50 and 1 first, and then we get to verse 15. That's how I feel about these niggas, man. I hate all of them niggas. Any nigga who won't trust in God, I hate you. And when I say that meaning, I'm talking about I hate you if you walk around here and you got this man's name and covenant in your mouth, but you don't believe, hope, and trust in him. If you ain't got no Batah, no Tikvah, no Aman, no Amuna, no Amath, nigga, I hate you. You know that dude I was talking to yesterday, talking about you sound like a Christian. I said, you sound like a jackass. God told him trust in God. You sound like a Christian. I say, boy, I just told you what your law said, pussy. What you talking about? I say, don't you know Proverbs 18 and 10 say the name of Yahuwah is a strong tower, and those who run into it are safe? I say, don't you know this man say he your rock and your strength, he a refuge for you, pour out you talking about you sound like a Christian. You goofy nigga, I ain't quoted the New Testament near time. I quoted the law you say you believe in, because you say you don't believe in Mashiach. You don't believe in Yahushua. You don't believe in Yeshua. You don't believe in Yahushua. You don't believe in Jesus. But yet I'm telling you all this stuff that's in the part you say you believe in, and you punk bastard, you ain't know it, and you run in your mouth. You ought to burn in hell. How you gonna condemn something you don't even believe the part of the book you say you believe in? You goddamn fool. And that's exactly what I told him. You know what I'm talking about? That's exactly what I told him. I said, how you sound like a Christian. I say, man, this is the part of the book you say you believe in, sir. How you say you know the word and you didn't hear the word when I told it to you? That's how, if you want, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. If you learn the word to learn God, man, and you so dropping word on people, man, and most of the people who say they know the word, who you talking to, they don't even know you dropping word on them when you're talking to them. You know what I'm talking about? They don't even know it because they don't know the word. And if you don't know the word, guess who that means you don't know? You don't know Yahuwah. You don't know Yahuwah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man, I mean that, man. This man literally said that you sound like a Christian. I say, boy, I'm quoting the parts of the book you say you believe in, brother. I say, you don't know the law like you say you do. How you going to speak on something that you don't know? You're going to have your junk open, boy. I thought I could close it. I could. You know what I'm talking about? Think about that, man. Nobody trying to hear all that. Nobody trying to hear all that. These niggas don't believe in God, man. Why you think they don't understand what Paul writing? Because Paul's spilling word out his mouth, man. And when you know the word, you can see it when you read it. You know what I'm talking about? It had to come a time, man, when that man said this word flow through you like living water, man. Man, that word supposed to fall up out you like that ism, man. Because it's got to be in you, not on you. See, if you got that game in you, man, you know what I'm talking about? That junk just flow right on up out of you. Well, if you got that game in you, man, I'm talking about that word of Yahuwah, man. That thing that's supposed to flow out. Everybody book, chapter, and verse. You can't pick up what he putting down. You don't know the word when you hear it. You don't know the voice of your God when you hear it. You don't know the voice of the shepherd when you hear it because you're not of his flock, like he said. Somebody going to hell. Yeah. But you talk, ain't it amazing that you see people who talk about the word all day but don't know it? That's amazing. It's amazing. Come on, man. What I got to do? We got to get the people off here. It's after 11 o'clock. Psalm 50 and 1, man. Come on.
The mighty Alahym, Yahuwah hath spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof.
That's right.
Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, Alahym hath shined.
That's right.
For Alahym shall come and shall not keep silence.
Mm-hmm.
Fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him.
It's coming. Verse 5 coming for you now.
He shall call Shamahim from above into the earth, that he may judge his people.
Mm-hmm.
Gather my saints together unto me.
Gather my who?
My saints together.
They made a covenant with me by what?
By sacrifice.
They made a covenant with me by what?
Sacrifice.
The same thing Yahushua did. He made a covenant with you by sacrifice. See, that's what the new covenant about. The new covenant is a covenant of sacrifice. Because you're going to take up your stake daily and follow him. See, you're going to enter into a covenant. The covenant, truth be told, Adam entered into a covenant by sacrifice too. He just didn't know that's what he would do. He just didn't know that what he was doing, because it goes back to the point that husbands, lay down your life for your wives like Mashiach did for the assembly. Because what you understanding is the greatest love had no man in this, that a man lay his life down for his friend. See, the sons of God are willing to sacrifice. If you remember when we talked about Maliks, that was one of the aspects of a Malik, was being altruistic or self-sacrificing. A Malik willing to sacrifice his life. He willing to offer his life for his household. Because Alahym is love. You got to remember, Adam is of Alahym. And if Alahym is love, guess what that make Adam? If Adam is of Alahym, that means Adam is of Alahym's love. That's why he could die for his wife. Pussy niggas don't understand that. Unbelieving niggas don't understand that. Wicked men don't understand that. No, he ain't died for his wife. Yeah, he did. Because the Lord told you everything the Father do, the Son do likewise. You can't tell me Adam a son of God and then tell me God is love, and then Adam not going to show the love of God that was in him because he is in the likeness and image of his Father. That's what Genesis 1:26 said, didn't it? So if he's in his likeness and resemblance, we ain't talking about no physical resemblance. He's in the likeness and resemblance of the character of Alahym. That's why he was willing to lay his life down for his wife. That's why he was willing to do it. But see, you're not going to understand that because like he said, I know you. The love of Alahym ain't in you. See, you got some people don't like him. He say, Lord and God. You stupid if you think that means God ain't with somebody, you jackass. You don't use them terms and you wicked as hell. I remember I told you that, man. My man Jerome, you say that all the time. He said, man, I usually don't rock with people when they use them terms. He's like, but I fool with you. Because he already know that's when you realize that that's nigga stuff. That's internet Hebrew nigga stuff. Because you trying to limit Alahym to what terms you use in your heart black. You a tear. You ain't no wheat. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't no cop. You know what I'm saying? You ain't on that for real. Because you're straining at a camel, and you know what I'm talking about? Straining at gnats and swallowing camels. You know how difficult it is to swallow a camel? Nigga, you ever seen a camel? I have. Them hoes stink. All animals stink to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. They all have a putrid, wretched odor. You know what I'm talking about? That just disgusts me on contact. You know what I'm talking about? Sid was shaking his head like, I agree. I'm for real, boy. I don't want to smell no damn animal, man. Shh.
Zoos be stank.
I'm talking about, to me, I'm talking about zoos just smell horrible. You know what I'm talking about? Just horrible. I'm like, oh my Lord, why did I come here? As a child, I was like, you know what? I don't want to come here no more. It stank. And I'm like, we've seen one animal, you've seen them all. Like, it just didn't do it for me. I'm just a different type of child, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at them like, this is not exciting. That's not to say there's anything wrong with a child who find that exciting. Because some children like animals and get excited upon seeing them. And if you know that that's your child, then let them have that experience. And you know, if little Joanne want to go see some zoo animals, I let her mama go because I ain't going out there. No, I don't want to go. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm talking about? That junk stank, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That junk don't do nothing for me. Nigga, to my, we want a dog. Shoot, you get one when you're grown. Get a dog at your own. She said, I guess I need to grow up because she love animals. I don't want to live with no damn dog. You talking about smell? I can smell an animal though. You know what I'm saying?
They could have been in enough houses.
I'd have been in enough houses, boy. That junk hit you. Shoot, I just smelled one today. It had a goddamn dog cage out there. That damn cage was smelling terrible. And she all, I'm gonna take up for them. They hyperallergenic. I just said all dogs gonna stink. Yeah, they might not. I don't like animals, period, of any sort. You know what I'm talking about? Never have. I wish I would have known. Shoot, I ain't never had it. She want a dog in here. Not right now. You know what I'm saying? Nigga walking around here looking who like this here nigga, man, damn that dog. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good on that. Nigga doo-doo everywhere. Now we got a minefield of dog doo-doo in the backyard. Go outside, like you just said it. You know what I mean? But you know what happened? But one day you go out there, it's the day you step in it. You know what I'm talking about? That's how I go though. The one day you say, I'm gonna go in the backyard, then you step in some dogs. You like, God damn, I'm gonna kill this nigga tonight. We got DJ over there. We don't need no dog. Well, that's why you take your dog on a walk. The dog ain't supposed to be outside. Man, I'm not walking no damn dog. It ain't for you to walk. You don't do a lot of stuff. That's why you gonna be over there. You can stop touching. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, like I said, nigga, I ain't got to walk a child. Send that nigga outside. He walk himself. So I send that dog outside for a walk. I hope he don't come back. Shoot, he get to a certain age, he walk himself. Just going outside, son. You good. Run around. Street lights come on, you know what to be. You know what I'm talking about? Street lights come on, you know what to be, boy. Come on with it, man.
Getting that upbringing we had.
Go outside and play. No, I ain't never liked dogs, man. Definitely not no cat. Oh no, definitely not no cat. She's shaking her head. I grew up with a dog. They my favorite pet. I just wish I would know. That's all. Sure. I don't know how you didn't know when you know me and my sister both don't like animals. I don't know that. Sure, I always. I didn't know. Sure. Was I around you with a dog? Oh no, I just let me shoot. You remember that one? No, I don't remember that. Oh, well, you probably weren't paying attention. I don't like animals. Man, we done changed that battery 33 and a half times, man. Damn them batteries. Get tired of buying them goddamn batteries. These niggas crying. Hey man, that's if y'all like animal, that's your big. I don't. No, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't like take care of the dog I had when I was a boy. Wasn't even my damn dog. Yeah, man, my granddaddy dog. Now I got to feed this nigga and walk him. Then when he died, I had to bury him. I say this is bull crap. What are you, my damn dog? I didn't ask for this dog. I didn't like this damn dog. Yeah, that was his dog. Sam. Go out there and feed Sam. That's something like this. Your dog. I don't want to feed this nigga. Man, I went one time I wanted to feed this nigga. This nigga bit me. I said, man, you get your damn dog. That ain't my fault I can't swim. No, I ain't grown. The people said they wouldn't teach me. She said, my dog is my baby. I'm like, shoot, man, my granddaddy, they say we had one in the house and she hates me and the feeling is mutual. That's what that said. No, I remember they said my granddad had a dog, man. The name was Sam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was his name, man. And he made me take care of his dog, man. I didn't like this dog. Yeah, I'm talking about I had to give him water, I had to feed him, I had to walk him, all that there, man. It ain't even like I like playing with the dog. He like, come on, dude, I need you to feed the dog. I'm like, this ain't my dog. I'm 5 years old. I don't want to feed this dog. Then when he died, I had to bury him. I said, I don't even like this nigga. It did. Because I had to dig the grave. He's still back there in Washington Estates right now. Bones in the backyard. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. One of the things about animals I ain't like the smell. I said, this nigga here stink. You know what I'm talking about? And he washed his dog. That first stank. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. That junk repulsed me. Go ahead, man. What? We're going to leave that alone. That's just, come on, man. Where you at with it? We get out of here.
So 50, you good in that?
Yeah, give me 50 and 5 one more time.
So
I ain't trying to upset you pet owners, man. I know y'all love y'all animals. To keep them niggas away from me if I come to your house.
Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Come over here, verse 15, man. Give me real gun.
Saying, call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver you, and you shall esteem me. Mm-hmm. But unto the wicked Alahym saith, what have you to do to declare my statutes?
What you do to declare my
covenant in your mouth?
Let you take my covenant in your mouth.
You hate instruction.
You hate
pass my words behind you.
He said you hate correction.
When you saw a thief, you consented with him.
You got down with
it. And have been partake with adulterers. Mm-hmm. You give your mouth to evil, your tongue framed deceit. You sit and speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son.
That sounds like Cain, don't it?
These have you done, and I kept silence. You thought I was altogether as yourself. I will reprove you.
Paul, you know what funny? Jimmy was telling me something the dude said to him. I say that nigga thought you was like him. See, you got a lot of brews, man. They try to feel you out, pause, you know what I'm talking about? And say certain things to see if you like them. Because they really wicked as hell. They trying to see if you own what they own. You know what I'm talking about? And if they think that you own what they own, they start telling you about all the type of wickedness they privy to. You know what I'm saying? That's what Psalms 50 telling you. He say, oh, you thought I was like you. Now I got to straighten. You know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of people in the word, they like that. I can tell you, it was a few niggas who was around here, boy, and they thought I was on what they was on. And they was spilling all type of wickedness they was on. Well, I've been one, he said, yeah, boy, I use the word to smash holes. I said, oh, yeah, that boy, that's sound. Because I said, boy, I ain't never been on that. I'm talking about, boy, I ain't never did that, boy. I ain't never took no word to get no bonds, boy. That thought ain't even run across my mind. Boy, I can get some bonds without the word. I don't need no word to get no bonds, boy. Oh, Crystal says she grew up with 2 Rottweilers. Try being a girl walking 2 big guard dogs at the same time. I got a little dog now. That nigga has some.
No good, nigga dogs.
Shoot, I can remember being at Fat Boy house. He had that Rottweiler in the back. You know what I'm talking about? Then he had bought the Rottweiler name with Boss, and then he had bought the pit bull quarter bird. That nigga say quarter bird by humans. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, that's how we was living at the time. So that's why his name was Quarter Bird. You know what I'm talking about? If you don't know what a quarter bird is, don't learn. Don't learn. That nigga say she walking two Rottweiler down the street. You ain't have to worry about nobody talking to you. They say they would have grown them big old dogs. You better leave that alone. That's probably why your people sent you out there with them dogs. We ain't got to worry about them messing with no boys. Ain't nobody gonna talk to with them big old dogs. Well, I seen a nigga walking down the street with two Rottweiler. Boy, I'm going on the side of the street. You know what I'm talking about? You damn sure ain't bringing them damn beasts in my house. You know what I'm talking about? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Because you bring big beasts in the house like that, you gotta pay for a trainer. Yeah, come man, shoot, boy. I come in the house, man, that dog done tore up my house, boy. That dog going in the backyard and not to stay. That dog getting a bullet in his head. Man, I come in that man, that damn dog done pissed on my couch or ate up my shoes. That nigga dying the same day. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no pound. Take him out in the back, man. What's the movie where they got this here? Where they killed the dog? Old Yeller. Put you out your misery, boy. Old Yeller, well, old dog, they took him in the backyard and shot him with a rifle. Take you in the backyard, old Yeller, and put you down. Lassie, gonna take you in the back, put you down. You know, they had a whole TV show about a damn dog. That's what Lassie was about. Whole television show, TV series about a damn dog. What I'm talking about? Old Yeller was a whole movie about a damn dog.
Beethoven?
Man, I'm not listening. At least Beethoven was a comedy. Nigga, Lassie was a TV series that ran for years.
Got no appeal to the people. I mean, not to niggas, but
Say he trying to get his hands on a beagle or a husky. We had to keep the dog chained in the basement. She said, "Yep, ain't nobody walked on me." Mika say she want one more. She may be a Doberman. These niggas want wild beasts. She want a Doberman.
That's a pretty dog, man.
Yeah, that nigga like, I come to your house, you got a Doberman. I'm good, man. Call me later. I'm not just coming in your house. Man, I ain't never seen a dog and thought that dog was beautiful. I thought that was a dog. You know what I'm talking about? That's it. You know what I'm talking about? I want no canine in my house. That nigga's a sub-wild beast. Nigga was a wolf, a domesticated wolf. I'm straight on that.
at least you know now.
He said it's all fun and games till a husky tear up your house. Because I promise to you, boy, I swear for God, boy. I had a dog in my house. That dog tear up my house. That dog dying, boy. I'll take that dog and push him out my car in the middle of the highway. You know what I'm talking about? I spare him now.
What people's dogs dead in the middle of the highway?
Man, I ain't finna let these children tear up my house. I damn sure ain't finna let dog do it. Only difference is I can't take the children to push them in the street.
I mean, you can, but you go to jail.
Shoot, listen, I'm going to jail if I push that dog in the middle of the street. You know what I'm talking about? You going to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? He said, I be babysitting my homeboy Husky. We got order around here. Boy, that's stupid. Come on, man. Let's finish this job. We get out of here, man. Y'all think I'm sure.
Dog, but I'm white people come from you.
Yeah, shoot, Paul. They can come out. They can jizz all on themselves. You know what I'm talking about? That damn dog still dying. One thing I don't care about.
They love the animals.
I know it. That's the problem. They love animals more than they love people.
No, they do. Not the dog.
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. When them dog bit my babies, boy, that dog dying too and bit my baby. I don't care what my baby did. You better not bite it. I ain't gonna lie, Joanne gonna pull on that dog tail. You know what I'm talking about? Joanne gonna pull on that dog tail and she gonna get on his back and try to ride him like a horse. That dog gonna bite it.
But they're like the dogs. They view them. They like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joanne gonna die. That dog gonna bite him. Oh yeah, they did have a TV show named Benji. Say what my dog looked like. Drew beat up dog that looks like Benji because he stole the chicken breast off his plate. Damn. Nigga say my sister husband breed American bullies and French. And Drew beat up the dog. You shouldn't have put that out there. Now Drew going to jail. You don't get that nigga for animal abuse. You ain't beating up animals? That nigga ate my food.
You ain't playing. You two go play it.
Huh?
So you two go play. Talking about beating up dogs.
Sorry.
I ain't gonna beat the dog up. I'm gonna kill
They
it.
talking about killing dogs on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill that dog. Where you at with it, man?
You good in songs?
Yeah, we good. One of my dogs got a friendship. Them junks annoying. Y'all real intimate with these animals, I see. Come on, man. Songs 104 and 31. A little too much for me. This is close companion.
He said, the esteem of Yahuwah shall endure forever. Yahuwah shall rejoice in his works. He looked on the earth and it trembled. He touched the hills and they smoke. I will sing unto Yahuwah as long as I live. I will sing praise to my Alahym while I have my being.
My meditation.
Of him shall be sweet. I will be glad in Yahuwah. Let the sinners be consumed out of the earth.
Let the sinners be what?
Consumed out of the earth.
And let the wicked
be no more.
Baruch.
You, Yahuwah, oh my soul, praise you.
Now we really came there for verse 35. That man said, let sinners be consumed out the earth. What you think happened with Cain's seed? They got consumed out the earth. It's a foreshadowing of what's to come. Cain's seed was wicked. They the ones who corrupted the earth. They the ones who brought violence on the earth because that's what was in them. And Yahuwah got them out the earth. He said, let sinners be consumed out the earth, and he consumed them right out the earth. And guess what he go? Look here, Cain's seed is still out here now. Still out here now. And he the same thing he did to Cain's seed the first time, he gonna do to Cain's seed the second time. And the same way the first time he spared the sons of God by sparing knowing them, he gonna spare the sons of God again on the back end. Same, man, it's the same word, man. He gonna do the same thing. Don't let these people make no fool out you now. But hallelujah for Yahushua. We had 3 hours, man. That's long enough. I appreciate y'all time this evening. I bless you out the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua. She talking about Peter. Man, screw Peter. That's what's wrong with Peter. They like Peter. That's why they worry about the animal. You know what I'm talking about? Give a damn about no talking about people for the ethical treatment of animals. Nigga, they ain't ethically treating people.
How you do that?
Knew what? Oh. What gave Cain the mind to murder? Because he was evil. Because he was carnal. Because he hated Yahuwah, and because he couldn't take out that on Yahuwah, he took it out on Abel because Abel was accepted. Am I leaving something out? I think that's about everything. No, because that's where you had to die. That's why I ain't leaving that. But that's mainly though carnal. And when you carnal, the carnal are always going to persecute, as Paul wrote in Galatians 4, the children of the flesh persecute the children of the Ruach as it is this day. You know what I'm saying? So it's always going to be that, and his underlying hatred for Yahuwah, because Yahuwah accepted Abel and not him. You know what I'm talking about? Amen. You know, but just weigh and consider, man. You know, praise be to Yahuwah that he even allowed us to see a multitude of things as it pertains to Adam. And then, of course, you know, we always talk about being sons of God, but as we finna lead into the new year, you see that we leading in strongly, looking at the delineation with the sons of God. Shalom, Brother Willie, man. Thank you, Yahuwah, man. You know what I'm talking about? So just keep that in mind, because we ain't even really jumped into Hosea 1 and 2, really, as it pertains to what we leading with, that in the place you shall be called the sons of the living Alahym. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what we want to deal with. That's why we even looking at this. You know what I'm saying? So thank Yahuwah that we even can understand what's in Genesis 6, what's in Psalms 82. You know what I'm saying? We started looking at the sons of God aspect and Job, because now that I'm thinking about it, as I say that, right? Because you know it said Job is the sons of God. And if you remember, y'all willing, we could look at it in more detail tomorrow. That when the angel came to John, the revelator, he literally said, I'm of your brethren. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We'll swing around the corner with that. Y'all willing on tomorrow, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. I bless y'all at the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua. I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah willing, man. We're going to be back at it on tomorrow. Make it do what it do. And until that time, because it's 11:30, so I'll let y'all get on off of here, man. So yeah, y'all willing to tomorrow, man, and we gonna be on it.